leading 3-0 in our championship game. Uzan off the glass, wouldn't fall.
That's toughness right there from Tobe Awak. Besar really moves his feet well on those pick and rolls.
Uzan probing, and a little floater. That wouldn't fall. Gotta figure even just a tip
shot.
Uzan at the basket.
And that's a reason why. In the last month, he's
9-7. We close in on the 12-minute mark. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. Uzan wide open. And nothing but net for Milos. Shot clock is under 10. Uzan got to get something towards the basket for that. And Bryant rebounds. Arizona a chance to take. See if Houston can get Cryer going. He's been quiet. 2 points.
They held that trap, John. They tried to take the ball out of Uzan's hands.
Uzan jumper wouldn't fall. And eventually Francis.
I know that league. I know the G League. This kid's going to be a professional basketball player.
Uzan crossover and one. They get a walk on the foul.
And this guy will too some.
Tugler thought about it. Uzan on the baseline. And rebound Arizona. Loving it.
And what they did right there was move that ball out of the trap quickly. And it's hard to recover back to the big guy.
And Uzan with a huge answer for Houston.
That's great defense. LJ could usually get that shot up.
Got a goal here. Uzan. Shot wouldn't fall, but Francis, the offensive rebound. And Uzan with Townsend on him.
Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Uzan
That's
quick
good.
disadvantage, and he used it.
That's called targeting a defender.
Besar was down the other end of the court, kind of hobbling. We'll see if he's okay, if it's some type of lower leg injury. And Uzan gets the roll.
I talked to Kel. I don't think I've ever seen a player improve as much as Uzan has in the Big 12.
Shot off the mark, diving for it, Caleb. Uzan will try and hit. Milos Uzan with 20 for Houston. Arizona's done a great job limiting the offensive rebounding of the Cougars. Uzan off the glass and good. 25 for Uzan, clock winding down. Uzan, shot is short. There's Wilson swooping in, but it's 5-zip Houston.
Yep, little zone now. This zone was effective last night.
Uzan from the elbow. Soft touch. Milos Uzan over the. He's an outstanding college player at Providence. Uzan looking for space, finds it off the elbow, hits it again.
I think he's improved as much as Richie Saunders.
Damon not able to hit. Houston back the other way. Uzan will step back. That's a three. And Tugler able to corral it. And
to a guy shooting it so quick, but when you play Saunders, you better be used to it.
Tugler kick out corner. Uzan off the mark. But the rebound ripped down by. Step back, Uzan.
This guy's ridiculous, man. How much has he improved? Not handled Houston's pressure very well over 2 games, John.
Uzan, little shuffle, and that is soft shot and a nice shot. Shot clock winding down. Uzan looking for some space. Look at that rebound.
Against Malik Wilson, I'm not going to do it. No way.
Uzan. And his shot is short. And Saunders pushes ahead.
Did you write that down?
I got it.
Okay.
No Juwan Roberts, no problem for Houston as Uzan can't hit.
Let's watch it now.
It's it inside. Uzan will fire. And that one off the mark as the season has gone on. Uzan hitching as the game continues. Uzan free throw line, flips it up. That goes in and out. And a foul. Bobby Miller, you're the best. Uzan flips it up, little strong.
Foul.
It all.
Without a question. Yep, I think right now they're one of the 3 best teams in the country. We hope Cooper Flagg's not seriously hurt.
Uzan drills that one, and for Milos, his first left hand and rolls off. And now Uzan. Hesitation, Milos. And a nice move by the point guard.
Well, he has a knee
here. Uzan, shot clock under 10. Tugler back to Uzan. Step back. That's a 3. That's good.
How many times have we seen that in the last month? Uzan, he's clearing people out. Little pick and roll action here.
Uzan, step back. It's a 3, and it's
amazing.
good.
Yep, that's amazing.
I feel like we weren't.
And I think he'll make some points to his team tonight.
Uzan off balance, gets it to go, and Milos with 14 all in the second.
Juan Roberts out of the double team. Milos Uzan missing a 3, flying through the lane. Emmanuel Sharp, an offensive rebound. Milos Uzan the reload and wave it off. A foul going to the
Miller's turnovers. They've got to limit their turnovers. They cannot allow Houston to run out and score in transition.
Milos Uzan, the floater in the key, and Houston takes the lead. Here's Milos Uzan. The off balance too strong. The offensive rebound by Terrence Arsenault for the coup. Dobravicic, the freshman from Croatia, who has gotten some minutes in the absence of Josh Ojanwana. And the air ball leaking out. Here comes Norchek.
With a sense of urgency every single possession.
Milos Uzan spots up in the corner. 3 as Houston seesaws in front. And a technical. Their second chance points and aggressively going to the offensive glass. They have yet to get a second chance point in this game. As that 3 rattles out. It was all the way down and popped out. 12 for Houston to lead all scorers in the game. Milos Uzan off 1 foot, the push shot by Uzan. Milos Uzan up and under. And the rebound tipped out to Uzan. Had it stripped by Jeremy Roach. Here comes Jaden Nunn in transition. Milos Uzan. And the follow put back by Javier Francis. Milos Uzan. And the pull-up jumper rattles in for Uzan.
He has struggled shooting the ball.
His 87th career double-double. Milos Uzan knocks down the deep 2.
Milos Uzan here, who's gotten better and better as the season has gone on. Shot clock is under 10. Uzan fires. And that one tipped out of bounds. Uzan looking to turn the corner. The floater is good.
It's amazing. I have not seen a transformation from a play. You know what I like about it? There's such a great player development program here. They allow him to experiment.
Yeah, no doubt that they let him take that shot. There's Uzan, who was on the bench for most of that. Kip Kissinger with the assist. I don't think that'll be the box score.
Playing 4-on-5 right now.
Uzan, a little bit strong with that shot. Harris the rebound.
Time this year he's done that, but I've always loved his toughness, and I think Bill Self appreciates it too.
Uzan inside and looking for his shot, knocks it down. Kelvin Sampson said early on years for Kelvin, and Jawan's been here for 6 of them.
And Jawan's not in the loony bin yet.
Yep.
Handling Kelvin. Watch out.
Milos Uzan knocks it down. 9 minutes to go. It's a 4-point game. Uzan can't hit that. Adams goes and pulls Dickinson, a guy, you talked about the analytics, the other component for him, high basketball IQ. Uzan inside, a little bit strong. And eventually Coit comes away with it. Cryer back to Uzan. Shot clock is under 10. Uzan puts it on the floor. And over the smaller Coit, he couldn't hit. 10 points in this one. Shot clock winding down. Uzan off balance. Wouldn't go. Cryer is there. Cleans it up and puts it.
And we welcome those of you that will be turnovers. Let's see if the Cougs can do something with it offensively. Uzan from the elbow, off the mark, rebound to Cincinnati. And Tyler
play fast. That's the first time Jizzle got all the way to the rim. Draws help. They can get an offensive rebound if he gets it up on the glass.
Uzan over James, scoring his first basket.
They're isoing Arsenal in the wing.
He's going to work. Spins into a double team. Uzan on a runner. Got it.
They've got so many weapons. So many weapons.
He makes some great ones.
You're right. And Wes Miller allows him, encourages it. Because he knows that's where he's most effective.
Yep. Uzan. Boy, he's got that one down.
That floater in the middle of the floor.
Uzan on the pick and roll to Roberts. Right back to Uzan for three. And whistling a foul on the rebound. I think they got Tugler.
You got to try to force him to the sideline. Don't want to trap him in the middle of the floor.
Milos Uzan on the handle. He's going up with it. And rebound off to Thomas.
It's straight. Don't foul.
Uzan on the crossover. Left-hander won't go. Tipped out to Thomas.
The Red Raiders earlier this year handed Houston their lone loss in the league. Uzan. Roberts tipped out of bounds and it's off. Uzan at the basket, had it knocked away. And it's out of bounds, and an outstanding offensive rebounding team. They're also a really good three-point shooting team. You think defense, but they've improved offensively, and there is Uzan, who's starting to come into his own offensively. Kerwin Walton, the North Carolina transfer. Uzan, that's a three, and Houston has the lead. Malik Wilson, a former Red Raider, off the mark. That one tipped out. Uzan from the free throw line, a little bit short, offensive rebound. So the point guard doing the job. One of the things Houston does so well is grab those offensive rebounds, and there's Uzan making the most of his.
Watch that double team. Got to move it quickly. Can't do that.
Great hands, Uzan. Uzan at the basket. Off the glass and in. And one. Milos Uzan. Every possession, every dribble, every pass being contested. Uzan at the basket and one. Milos Uzan to the line.
Well, what you love about you, nice job.
Tugler gives off to Sharp, who could shoot it. Toppin, though, on him. Roberts kick out. Uzan a three. Cryer the rebound. Sharp. 0.6 seconds. Cryer inbounds Uzan. Uzan at the basket. Up and under. And Uzan jump. Tugler. Roberts the rebound. Kick out. Uzan. Got it.
That's murder. That's why it's
backing down. Shot clock winding down. Uzan. Got to put it up. He does. And it goes. Milos Uzan with the buck. Houston hasn't scored in about 3 minutes. Uzan inside. Rejected by Toppin.
It's the best place I've been this year.
Francis pops out. Uzan following off the mark. And Walton rebounds. Up ahead. Cryer looking for space. Lost the handle. Cryer, kick out. Uzan, got it. Oh boy. Milos Uzan with a
40% or better from three-point range. This is Uzan, the Oklahoma transfer, to get him on the board. Uzan's very clever with the ball and a very low error rate. He does not turn it over much. How about the last 5 games? 27 assists, 2 turnovers. Uzan. Sharp, deep range, was thinking about it. Cryer swings it. Uzan's open and hits. Boy, good hesitation, a little stutter step, trying to get a shot off. Now he will. And the rebound down to Momcilovic. One would hope, yes. But as we were saying during the break, it almost looks like they're cyborgs so they could recharge, plug in at halftime. Yes. About 4 seconds separating the game clock and the shot clock. Uzan scoops it up, and it goes. You think these Iowa State players came in here saying, hey, we don't have this, we don't have that, with their heads down? They came to fight. Yeah, their coach won't let them feel sorry for themselves. A block by Jefferson and a Houston foul. This game. Roberts back to Uzan, who had 14 in the first half, hasn't scored in the second until now. What a beautiful play with the left hand to go hot. Uzan with the ball. Cryer in the corner. Heisey on him. That's an offensive foul. Got away with it. The step back by Uzan will go. Used his right arm to just push. Trying to keep him just from catching it, because once he catches it, it's money. So Francis coming over to try to help to free him up. It'll be Uzan, and it's well off to the right, and it is out of bounds.
Left it short. Rebound to Roberts. Look at Francis on that block. He was calling for it, but instead it's Uzan knocking down the 3.
You know, strip.
Uzan pointing out direction, crossover, gets into the lane, and a strong board for Amir Ali. You're too small to somebody else.
But in the moment, they're saying that you were too small.
Uzan flying in for the board is Ali. 3 minutes to play here in this first half as they repost to Roberts. Uzan rising up, his runner spins out, and it's tracked down by Arsenault. Uzan, he is so patient. Works at his speed. Shot clock's at 7. Left him open, nails the 3.
And that's what you can't do. I think that's why we're getting on him, because of how good he can be and his potential, right? Because if he didn't have that potential, then there'll be no need to say anything. Talk about a lot of potential.
Uzan. Hey. Uzan with the runner off the mark, but the follow slam is there for Francis. Double team. Uzan open 3-ball. And a rebound to Freeman.
In an age in which we see guys transfer all the time, Houston is not a place a lot of guys transfer from. Guys transfer in, but guys do not transfer from Houston that often.
And they don't.
Open 3 from Sharp, not there. He's a 44% three-point shooter. Offensive rebound, and nobody picked up Uzan. Ball batted out, but out of bounds by Roberts.
Daring them to shoot and make some.
Uzan puts it on the floor, and as he's floating to his right, able to score with the defender off his hip.
He's so UB Brown with keeping deflections. Even when they don't lead to a steal, they disrupt your offense.
Nothing has come easy yet for Houston. Missed shot there on the push from Uzan. The first half, first place in the conference on the line. Houston at 12-1, Arizona a game back at 11-2, Texas Tech at 10-3. Uzan knocks down the jump shot.
So confident, so
Uzan baseline, missed the layup. Rebound to Waka. Love. Quick outlet down court to Bradley. What a pass by Love. Times where he's great, times where he's not.
Yep.
And if you're Tommy Lloyd, how do you get that message across?
It's 2 years now. It's who he is. You have to live with it. It's like a
corner. Arizona's done a good job on Cryer. Has not had a lot of airspace all game. Turnaround no good from Uzan. Bradley rebounds quickly and races up the court. 6 minutes into the second half. Uzan drives, floater, and it drops somehow.
That ball just got.
Love is 1 for his last 14 from 3. 0 for 7 Tuesday night against K-State. 1 for 7 today. Uzan will try and get it. A three-pointer.
Appreciate it. Cryer's toughness on both ends.
Has not been able to get to the foul line. In fact, Houston only has 5 attempts. They got 2 guys, Pryor and Sharp, that are money at the line. There's Uzan, the midway point. 7 games left for each school entering today.
Well, they're trying to get it to Roberts, but they couldn't.
Uzan, beautiful floater that time. He scored the last 4. Houston back within a point. Right on its feet here in McHale. First time Houston's played here in 15 years. The floater, Uzan.
Oh, so good. So good. That's usually a drop off to Roberts with the zone.
They've had stretches under Scott Drew where zone had been their primary defense.
Exactly, John, when they were really long.
O'Meara pulls down a rebound of the Cryer wide open. Cryer gets it back and now dribbles it out. Uzan. And over the back.
5-guard offense.
Uzan able to hit. The Oklahoma transfer buries it.
Out of it, and this guy's a handful right here.
Roberts looking for space. Celestine active hands. Uzan, nice shot on the baseline.
Starter. Not going to read too much into that just yet.
Uzan, jumper. And Edgecombe pulls down the board.
For 2 years here.
Uzan. Off the glass, score it! Milos, Uzan.
As they adjust their style of play.
Uzan hesitates, lost the handle, spins it home and takes the foul. And he'll go to the front to Roberts, and then they'll back it out a bit. Uzan fires from 3. And Tugler.
Yep, that's what he does.
Luke
behind the arc to start this basketball game. It's not a good recipe. You got to mix up the 2s and the 3s.
Good look for Uzan. Rattles home.
Now, see, that I like. You get the ball down there by that.
His big wins over Utah and, of course, Kansas. Wilson, beautiful pass. Opens up things for Uzan. Floater. Wide right. Fighting for the rebound. This is Big 12 basketball. Uzan with the step back. Falls right short. Gets his own rebound.
Quick as that kid.
A 3rd crack at it, but Colorado had. Uzan, that ball is like a yo-yo. 4 opportunities now for Houston. The size from the crowd here at the CU Event Center. Step back off the mark. 5 opportunities. Uzan, 3. Cashes in.
You nailed it, Pete.
Uzan showing off that handle. Picks up his dribble. Tugler taps it right back to him. Heads up play by the youngster Tugler. Looks like somebody got a piece of it. Shot clock does reset. Uzan with 8 points, 2 assists. Looking for his 9th and 10 points. No good. Tugler tries to put it back and drops it off for Wilson, and the Cougars reset. Uzan revs the engine. Floater. Finishing.
Oh, second chance, boys. Just absolute killer. You turnover at one end.
4-point game here at the CU Event Center.
Shot clock at 2. Uzan elevates. No good. Arsenal gets tied up.
They just came up a little bit short. I'll tell you what, I like the culture, I like the character of his players and the work ethic. Even though they came up a little short for a team that was 0-11 coming into this one,
Well, Usman played 30 minutes in the first matchup, and he didn't score much, only 5 points, but it was important for him to be out there because of his big body.
Uzan gets the roll. Silky smooth from the
games is he has to be decisive about going to the basket and not waiting for the double team to get to him.
A three is up and in from Milos Uzan. Newman, a three is an air ball, and Tugler claims it for Houston. Cougars in attack mode. Our shots, meanwhile, Houston has missed 10 of their last 11 field goals. Uzan, rebound, Arsenault.
But they've gotten pretty good looks here the last couple of possessions. Once they make those, then they're going to be able to set their defense up on the other end.
Uzan capitalizes on the drive and kick. Houston has never led by more than one possession. Uzan knifing in, and that is nice.
Boy, and that was a great screen by Lott.
Uzan banks it in. 9-point lead for the home team. They're large. Timer. Uzan exploring. Tugler, Uzan up top, hits the dot. Brantley struggling with his dribble. Tugler the steal. Lead pass Uzan, leaning, missing, and Avery claims it for Oklahoma State.
You see Thompson right there turn the corner. One of the major things in his emergence, most consistent offensive stretch of his career is his ability to get downhill right now.
Uzan's three spits out.
Hit that three. He has to be able to step up, and Texas Tech wants to get this upset.
And we are tied at 13. An absolutely shocking turn of events. Milos Uzan with his first two.
Possession. They weren't able to get anything out of it on that possession because they didn't deliver that pass clean.
Excellent instruction, Professor McClure. Tugler with the follow, and Houston's on top.
I think a lot of times he settles for threes because he struggles getting to the rim at his size. But if he's able to knock it down, that provides a huge boost for the Texas Tech offense.
There's the tap, and on a loaded Saturday slate of college basketball. Uzan, patience, doesn't pay off. Roberts surrounded by red jerseys. 13, LJ Cryer has 13 for the Cougs. Texas Tech 13-1 this year when they lead at the half. But right out of the half, Milos Uzan knocks down his Kansas State, and Michigan State had a 13-game win streak snapped against USC.
What a big win by K-State.
Uzan not that time. And a foul's a good
forward. Looking to shoot the three. Being there is not good enough.
How about this Texas Tech three-point shooting barrage? 9 for 17. Oh. There's a dunk by Tugler. And the lead is back to 6 for the Red Raiders.
As you're Texas Tech, you want to go inside. You want to attack the thin front court of Texas Tech right now.
The tap back, loose ball. Extra pass. Wilson. 3 on the shot clock. Uzan for 3. Too strong. The tap to Wilson for 3. Off the mark that time. The tap back to Uzan.
Drive the basketball, especially when Roberts is guarding you. You want to test out his lateral quickness with the ankle.
Uzan calls his own number. And all of a sudden, there's a lid on the basket.
So you cannot bring the ball down. You have to keep it up. You got the offensive board. Keep the ball up. As soon as you bring it down there, way too many hands.
Uzan, the floater, the bump and the bucket.
In Morgantown, they feed it to the big man, Juwan Roberts. He is a handful.
He is a handful, and now Small's on him, but you could see he's very unselfish.
Nearly the third three-pointer of the game for Houston.
High percentage type point getter, but right now he might have to go try to force the issue.
Uzan, dead-eye three. It's the fourth three-pointer here in this half. Uzan to his left. Hansberry reels it in.
That's enough from the outside.
Yeah, West Virginia 2 for 8 from three-point land. Under 10 to shoot now for Uzan. There's Toby O'Connor.
It's not a terrible play, but you got to take the two when you have it.
Here's Uzan. Spinning, had Small on skates, and Milos Uzan now has 5. Here in the opening 7.5 minutes of the second period. Uzan, too much off the glass for the Cougars on this possession.
Harris doing a great job on Uzan at the top.
Uzan driving, fading away, got the roll.
He earned every bounce.
7.5 minutes to go here in regulation. 5-point lead for the Cougars. Tugler, kick out. Uzan for 3. Offensive rebound for Roberts. Sharp take points per game. Cryer, elbow fadeaway. Roberts taps it to himself on the offensive glass. Now Uzan for 3. Buries it.
Well, not only do the bigs of Houston.
A physical game on both sides. Players going down. Players shaking off injuries. Good defensive stand there as O'Connor with the rejection, and then
find this guy, Jawan Roberts.
I call him a point power forward.
Uzan in and out, flying in for the rebound is Robert. A look at the Houston starting lineup, and that one rattles home.
Well, that was a tough shot by
Tugler. Now Cryer will try. Arsenal, Houston just relentless. Uzan, that won't go. And then they get Tugler at Allen Fieldhouse. Uzan absorbing the bump, steps back and fires, and hits. And it's a 3-point game.
Malik Wilson flew at Zeke Mayo and contested that shot. I think you got to throw it back inside to Roberts. That's not a good shot.
Uzan misses. Mayo the rebound. Jayhawk. Uzan with the ball. Gets into the paint. Uzan tries to hang. And he hits. And Houston has that lead.
Very under control. Oh, good defense there. Good job by Coit.
Uzan, jumper, wouldn't fall. Harris pulls it down. Uzan flips it up, puts it in.
Well, Joe Tugler didn't run the right play because he was...
Uzan looking for some space. Uzan inside and puts it in.
All right, now you're going to have to... They're going to use the last time.
Roberts inside. That one off the mark. Out to Uzan. Uzan jumper. Loose ball in Kansas.
Dickinson is zoning up. Look at Dickinson.
Uzan a 3. Got it.
That's why they...
From Sharavjaks. Utah coach Craig Smith told you earlier, you said, give me 2 keys. He goes, I'd give you 4, but I'd be repeating them over and over again. Rebounding and turnovers.
8 on the shot clock for Milos Uzan. Pull up from Uzan. And he gets the roll. Arsenault.
Good defense.
Uzan, 4 to shoot. He'll finish.
Well, I mean, Utah played 26.
And Milos Uzan on the floor for Houston. Wilson gets his own miss. Uzan steps into a 3. Back in Houston, a transfer portal story we will share. After his 1 season at Rice, Uzan misses. He met his new head coach.
Well, these are tough matchups out on the perimeter for Utah.
shot fake from Uzan, and he hits the mid-range. Uzan off of Francis' screen. Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Milos Uzan has been so good this season.
Wilson missed it. Roberts with the rebound. Uzan alone at the top of the key. He missed. It falls right to Terrence. Uzan has 6 to shoot. Wilson. Back to Uzan.
That's really good.
Uzan. Great court vision. He missed the 6-footer. Miller grabs the rebound.
Yeah, but
two freshmen you know can take 2 dribbles and time a pass up like that.
Not many. Yeah. And the size he has to look over the defense. That's no good. Offensive rebound put right back up at the foul. The nation's #1 scoring defense so far has yet to slow down UCF, who's raced out to an early 12-8 lead. Uzan floating in the paint. That's money.
Right now in this offensive set.
Cryer surrounded by a couple of Knights. Uzan let it fly. Houston now 0 for 3 from outside.
Not a bad practice in 4.5 days. And in the middle of the season, as a player, you lose your wind so quickly, especially a 7'2" player. It takes time to get it back.
Roberts out. Almost took an extra step. Uzan navigating the defense. His pull-up jumper is good.
It's actually one of the best things that Houston does.
1 for 10 combined.
But a zone for UCF. 2-3 zone.
There's the timeout called by Johnny Dawkins. Uzan has to put up a tough shot. No good. Who else? Francis. Rebound. His season high.
Directions. We just saw it on that previous defensive possession. And then offensively, Darius Johnson and Jordan Ivy Curry have to take their time offensively.
Uzan, his 3 as the shot clock was going in that first half.
Team fouls were essentially even in the first half.
Uzan nearly goes untouched coast to coast for an easy lay-in.
And even though that was
normally shooting 41%, 11% today so far. Uzan in the paint, couple of pump fakes, goes window, yes sir.
Yeah, I really like it. That was an excellent job of snaking the ball screen and force a long fadeaway mid-range too. Low percentage shot. Good snake.
Uzan, total control of the rock, misses it. Roberts again down low, stepped out of bounds. Just in time, forces the tough shot, and Houston will bring it back down. We've had 6 lead changes in the last 5 minutes of action. Uzan to tie it up, in and out. Francis skies for the board, and he's fouled as he tries to take.
He's guided multiple programs to Final Fours. Uzan getting in on the action for Houston. That's his first attempt. Eduardo Andre. 7 on the timer. Uzan, a lot of dribbling out high. Fires a 3. That was a fantastic defensive possession from what up. Uzan deep in the shot clock. He'll have to hoist. The ball. Mountaineers are on a 12-2 run over the last 2:40. Uzan baseline runners off the dunk on the follow from Francis. Shoot, he's been held to 2 tonight. Weaving back and forth, trying to turn the corner. Banker is in. Count it, and 1. Defensive rebounds, most of those in the first half, but here in the second half, Houston is really clamped down. Uzan's 3 is in.
Yeah, excellent ball move.
Houston has made 5 threes in this second half and 3 two-point baskets. Stop and start Uzan, swallowed up by Hansberry. Arsenal.
You know, if you're Houston, you go at it.
Here's Roberts, Hansberry guarding, double comes. Uzan's 3. Cryer rebound.
It was challenged by Sharp. Not quite the open look that he saw from the left corner. Milos Uzan floats it up from 12, way off the left side. Roberts kicks it back out. Now Sharp a 3. Foul number 1, I should say. Uzan spins, 12-footer, good. Houston does not have a turnover here in the first half. We're down about the last minute. And Uzan from 3.
Well, he gets better.
Cut what was a 22-point lead on a 16. Giving the crowd a little bit of life, but Uzan quietly quiets them quickly. Weaving from the foul line. Kicks off. Offensive rebound, Tugler.
He does a nice job of swiping those skip passes and closing out on shooters on the opposite side.
Uzan floater, teardrop drops in. And the lead, which...
Brent, what do they do offensively?
Well, they're going to move it side to side. They love to play through Roberts because of that. He passes the ball out of double team.
And Uzan cans the first 3 of the game.
Truly interesting. He's not a great freshman.
Michael Robinson off the mark. Uday the rebound. Stolen away by Uzan. And the Oklahoma transfer. A one-man fast break.
He is
no add to this team.
A terrific athlete. His skill level is rising, shooting it better. And maturity, only a sophomore. He's going to be a tremendous player here.
Uzan, the first missed 3 by
Houston right now can't shake these guys.
3.5 on the shot clock. They get it inside to Tugler. Out to Uzan. And Uday blocked it, but before that, the shot clock ran out. Here's Roberts in playmaking mode. Uzan found the seam, but it was blocked and then tipped in.
Possession. Because he's coming out soon. I don't think it matters when he gets it.
Uzan with the float game.
With each game a big test today.
Well, Denman out there guarding a 6'9", guarding L.J. Cryer to start the game.
Denman grabs the board, sends it up ahead to the fellow freshman. Instead, resets with Uzan.
JoJo Tugler so active on the boards.
Sets the screen here. Uzan step back 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
First option is not going to be open. Skip passes is where you attack the double team.
Uzan left open. Can't make BYU pay. These parts with Kelvin Sampson in a program that the backbone is defense. Milos Uzan into the lane. Floater doesn't fall. Batted out. Second chance up. Milos Uzan. A patient possession. Now in attack mode. Down the lane. Swatted. And it falls to Richie Saunders. 3 Houston defenders. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Uzan. That rims out no good from 3. Another Houston offensive pick has struggled against this Houston pressure. And Houston closes out the first half with a defensive stop. And almost went.
For the Cougars, and that is the storyline of this game.
BYU came into today shooting 49% from the field, 37% from 3. Houston's defense, as you just saw. Houston still very much in the driver's seat. Step back 3, Uzan, got it! Milos Uzan!
Nash was going to be challenged.
Uzan fires a 3. That rims out.
Saw him do to get that block.
Uzan, runner, pops out. Rebound batted around, and the Cowboys have it.
Yeah, so
Tugler. 8 to shoot. Uzan from the top, and he hits the dot.
that's one area where Uzan has got a few times by Oklahoma State. They get the deflections, but give it right back to Houston. They have to take care of the ball.
Shot clock did not reset. A prayer from 3 and change left in this first half. Uzan, runner, that's nice, off the window.
That's something that they work on in their shoot around.
Francis with it, the big out high, searching. Uzan one-on-one against Brantley, using the left, and Uzan is up to 7 points.
Uzan is so skilled. They have to focus on blocking out, but can this help them push the tempo and get back to what they did at the beginning of the game?
Roberts, nice pass. Three's off the mark from Uzan in the corner, and here come the Cowboys. Third team All-Conference USA last year at Florida International. Uzan, a corner pocket, three is down.
Once again, who created that?
Sharp fires a three. Uzan's left alone. Point game, Houston on top. Francis in trouble. 8 on the shot clock. Wilson probing. Uzan relocating, missing a three. It barely nicked the front lip.
Principles in the half court. They jump the passing lanes. They sit on top of you on the high side. They try to cause as many turnovers like we saw a West Virginia team, just not in the full court.
A quick two.
If they want to take that next step, scoring in transition.
Uzan attacked high off the window with the left. Uzan, the shot clock rolling under 10 as Uzan gets a screen from Francis. Uzan off the bounce, spins it in. What a finish for Uzan.
And that's really the get the players off the dribble.
Well, Francis gave Roberts a bump, but play on. And the Cougars do. Uzan in the corner. He has the last 5 for Houston. Timeout. That 13 guys playing 9 or more minutes a game. That triple try won't go from Wilson. Second chance. Uzan knocks it down. That is 10 first half points. Uzan 10 points, 5 assists in the first half. Misses his first look at the second half. Tap out. Offensive rebound.
Cryer with a shot clock under 10. Keeps that left pivot foot still. Uzan straight on three-pointer off the heel. Another offensive rebound to Tugler and a reset for Houston.
Set up, play at their own pace tonight. Be physical, be tough, chin the basketball.
Baseline left, three-point try off the heel. And it's a miss that time for Milos Uzan. Here comes Arsenault and company. Uzan, twist, turns, spin. Uzan, open three. No. Rebound to Wilson and a kick out. Sharp so 1 in 6 tries off the hands of Hubbard, who had 14 in their loss to Youngstown State. Trying to answer back with a long 2. Missing that time Uzan. And coming up with in the open floor. Here's Arsenault with a bump. Hands it off Wilson. Doesn't know where to throw it. Goes over to Uzan. Uzan will have it, and he'll try a three-pointer contested off the heel.
Uzan's been really aggressive.
Uzan.
But nonetheless, you got guys getting valuable minutes that they maybe wouldn't have normally gotten.
And there's the top of the key jumper that's good for Milos Uzan.
Yeah, he can score it, but defense is somewhere he's going to have to get better.
Extra pass out to a side pocket 3 for Uzan, missing it. Offensive rebound, Cedric Lott puts it in. And that's a man. So Lott picks up foul number 4, so his time is short.
That's stingy.
And
they don't even want the ball to get in bounds, man.
Manuel Sharp and missing it. Uzan. The follow-up is there, however. Mercy, 2 of 20 from 3. Lewis, there's another block shot. The third one for Tugler. Uzan to the window with a left hand.
Should have been an and one there in contact.
Cougars again just 3 of 22 from three-point range tonight. Wilson out right side. This is for a 4th three-pointer off the hands of Milos Uzan.
Yeah.
Throws up and in. Yep. 70 seconds remaining. Uzan stays on the floor. Layup comes up short, and the rebound is picked up by Gerger Burchik. And them is a little under with 11 points this evening, but everybody wearing Toledo Rocket gears under their average. Uzan with a straight-on 3, front rim. And, taking it away.
Yeah, that is their brand of basketball. And if you're not hitting the glass, you're not going to be in the game for long.
Shot clock is under 10. A floater off the back heel, no. And a second try and more opportunities. Boy, the piss him. He replaced Javier Francis in the starting 5. To the baseline again, a floater. That's the same spot, an air ball. Shot clock does not reset. Uzan with a long kick out for a 3 off the heel. And Uzan nearly had it. Now it's a 2-on-1 to Sharp. Nice screen set by Roberts. Another block shot that time on the other side of the floor is Jones is the one.
No, they have done an excellent job against Rigsby tonight and staying down on his shot fakes, reading their scouting report.
Uzan wants a shot make and he can't get it. Ball deflected the free throw and brings it out between the rings. Screened by Francis. Uzan trying for his first bucket. That comes up strong. Ball tipped up 3 times and finally secured. Field stolen, another turnover. This time to the hands of Emmanuel Sharp. Leads to Uzan right side. Can a Euro step his way to the basket? He will. First basket of the game.
But they also don't lunge and reach and get themselves out of position.
LJ Cryer weaves his way in. 3 to shoot. Launching a 3 from the top. Milos Uzan with the game's first points. The opener for Houston.
Caffrey coming off a game, though, with 5 made 3-pointers. You cannot leave him that wide open.
Grad transfer from Iowa. Milos Uzan a step back 3. The offensive rebound, Juwan Robert. Butler.
See, they got them in a little bit of rotation. They had 2 come to the ball, and they moved it quickly out of there. And then that gave them the advantage at the offensive end.
Now loose ball picked up by as McCaffrey tries to get inside and stripped from Andre's screen. The Cougars and Milos Uzan in transition. And rolls in somehow. Sat on the front in Missouri.
That game, though, between the Huskies and Texas, you've got 2 of the best freshmen in the country. Paul Biancardi had them both inside the top 10. And you look at
Wheaton. Up and under. Too strong for Milos Uzan, but another offensive rebound. Ramon Walker.
But as Coach was talking about, you give up second and third opportunities. Eventually, it just wears you down.
Milos Uzan. And there is Augusto Casilla for the rebound.
Update at the office.
The top option, scoreless. For Butler is Milos Uzan on the drive. And Uzan with 9 to lead the Cougars.
True legacy is the millions and millions of dollars that he has raised to fight cancer and how many lives he's saved through his work with the B Foundation. And of course, we all hope that Dick Vitale continues to. They don't really have that quintessential pass-first lead guard, and against a defense like Houston, man, it can make things difficult to try to get you organized.
Milos Uzan again for the Cougars in the backcourt.
By the way, so he'll add a different dimension stepping away. Kingston Fleming's really elevated up in the rankings to number 12. They have the number 2 recruiting class in all of college basketball right now. Just
is open right now to try to capture some of those quad 1 wins. That's going to help them later in the year when it comes time for those bids for the NCAA tournament.
Well, strong non-conference schedule. But
Cryer gets another one off. Cryer missed it. Offensive board, another one. That's 5 offensive rebounds for Houston. And here is Uzan. No good. Tugler. And the ball's out of bounds. Allie, this is one of these windows, and Houston is in the Big 12. They're going to get a lot of matchups for Brian Dutcher. He knows how important this stretch of games is. That's why they sign up. They don't get a lot of. Here come the Cougars with 2:25 left in the first half. Houston up 5. Nifty moves there by Uzan. Milos Uzan, the transfer from Oklahoma, and he's hit 2 today. Under a minute to go. Shot clock at 5. Uzan will take it. Coleman Jones taps it right to Wayne McKinney.
Well, B.A., you talked about the free throw shooting and how important it's been. Both teams, 8 field goals made in the first half. Both teams, 3 three-pointers made as Uzan there knocks down a defense here, causing these types of misses.
I don't know. Kelvin Sampson was pretty adamant to Allie going into the halftime locker room that his team missed a ton of open looks. Here's an open look for Uzan, and he knocks this one down.
Great shot there, but Francis active.
First overtime period. Uzan. DJ Davis right with him. Uzan patient, and he gets the friendly bounce.
And that's his game. He likes to get into that paint.
Francis, Cougars 6th in the nation. They lost to Alabama in overtime last night. Alabama just picked up a win over Rutgers and have gone 2-0, and they're in the championship game against
Shrewsbury's group. And I expect them to come out and compete again here tonight.
Uzan, the Vegas native, fouled out last night. He's hoping for a rebound performance. No, such a high-level game, too. Alabama and Houston, those two teams, they have high expectations. Uzan, the Vegas native, that's a good start for him. The point guard knocks him once again. Arsenault. And now on the drive. Ball's on the floor. Backcourt with Cryer. Tugler now resets it. Uzan, he'll fire a three. And Chebuhar with the rebound.
And impressive how fun to watch.
We've had 3 great games already in our pod. Arsenault finds Uzan and returns a favor to the point guard.
And Arsenault just making plays.
Here for Shrewsbury in the first 3 minutes. Uzan short, jive with the rebound, and now Notre Dame lost the handle. Turnover, Davis. Here comes Uzan, Milos Uzan, transfer from Oklahoma. Uzan hangs, missed it, back tap, but no, a foul. Tugler over the diamond. Thank you, Brady Stevens. Oh, we had a lot of Irish players, a little hesitant to wear that mic. Brady said, I'll do it. And now Notre Dame gets a stop. 10th lowest in the NCAA, just 57 points allowed. And they've got Notre Dame at 49 right now. Roberts fired high for the rebound, an offensive board. He needed this game back in his hometown. Late clock, Uzan got to put one up. There you go. That ought to do it. Uzan going to finish up for the Cougars. And the Vegas native, Milos Uzan, running the point. Transfer from Oklahoma, and he scores the first basket of the game. You know he's got to be happy to be back in his hometown.
And pace is going to be big. Alabama wants to get up and down, make it a track meet. Houston's very deliberate in their half-court attack.
Uzan misses, gets his own on the floor. Extra pass here. And now Uzan will get it set up. The Las Vegas native has been very quiet in his hometown. Little push shot, no, too strong. Tugler kept it alive. And Roberts, that's a deflection.
Dishing, getting a paint touch right there from right tail led to that open three.
Holloway's got 10 points. He's only missed 1 shot. Uzan with the floater. He misses again. That shot just hasn't been there. That's part of Uzan's game.
Uncharacteristic of this attack.
2 high-octane offenses. Houston, one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country, and they cash one in.
Great. From Jaquan Sanders, 43% from downtown this season. 15 minutes away from the Hofstra campus is where he grew up. A street top of the key for Uzan. Uzan from deep.
A much better execution. They were calmer, they were composed, and got a clean look at the basket. That's not very good on the defensive end.
Offensive rebound for Speedy Claxton. Had a prime relationship with Graham. Flexion. Uzan. Nice finish.
Up instead, Bob Marlin's gone really small.
Uzan attacking, spinning, and missing the layup. Francis missed the putback. Another foul, missed it. Uzan rebounds. Uzan exploding, but he missed the layup. Roberts with the putback.
I love stories like that, right? A kid shows up, walk on, earns a scholarship, and he'll leave as the best 3-point shooter in the history of the school.
Uzan points to Sharp after. Uzan off the window.
Beautiful hesitation. The Cougars on a 9-0
of Bob Martin. Bob Marlin. White's now the coach at Georgia. He followed Tom Crean.
2 plus 14 in points off turnovers.
Chase down block JoJo Tugler. He wanted the alley-oop. Uzan, a corner three.
Excellent way to knock that ball loose.
Uzan, good crossover. Off the window and a foul.
Yes, winningest list for their respective schools, and they're two of only 5 guys that have won over 200 games at 2 different schools, including their current school.
We got a running start. Tugler run off the three-point line. Kick out for Uzan. Roberts with the offensive board.
Terrence Arsenault on the floor after an Achilles tear last year. 23 and white is back. Uzan gets it to go.
You feel the energy in here, Rich?
Sharp got away with
it. No, I thought he held it. I do. I really think he held it, but it certainly looked like a travel, Rich.
Here's Uzan with the seam. Left hand for Milos Uzan.
Milos.
Good ball movement by the Cougs. Uzan with the floater, and he's got 6.
The team's locked in defensively. Just watch the eyes of the defender on the ball.
Uzan swatted away by Chaney Johnson, who's having a whale of a first regular season non-conference win against the top 4 team in program history. That's what's at stake for the Tigers tonight. Ten on the shot clock. Uzan flips it up, no good. Roberts the rebound.
Good defense right here.
8 on the shot clock for the Cougs.
Uzan, he's got to get a piece of paint. Good defense.
Blocked by Simo. Out of bounds, and it'll stay Houston ball. Something that Kelvin Sampson implored them to work on and concentrate on in their practice. Uzan, flanking. 8 points for Mike.
I think the guy that can do the most damage right now for this team is Roberts.
Uzan tries the 3, no good.
See, Roberts can play one-on-one. Now, how do you get Cryer a shot? And do you leave him?
Uzan!
Okay.
A much-needed bucket.
He's going to be subjected, or he's going to be more likely to get into foul trouble. Mo Williams can't have him getting fouled in the first 3 minutes of this game.
Great inbounds play ends with a corner 3 from Milos. Uzan back on the floor. Cryer gets a break. Uzan attacking, had his shot blocked. Good defense on the opposite side from Dylan Cano. Out to Uzan, 10 to shoot. High screen from Sedlot. Uzan with the 3. He hits!
Deceptively explosive. It is amazing how many times he gets past his defender.
Uzan missed from the corner. Malik Wilson also in his 6th year of college basketball. Originally from Rayville, Louisiana. Played at Texas Tech in Louisiana before Houston. Uzan misses the 3. Tugler has another offensive rebound. Tugler thought about the 3.
He sure did.
Well, you talked about it last broadcast, how sometimes he feels like he has to shoot, as we see Uzan there. It's looked a little different tonight. That 3 he made.
Call, knocked away. Arizona on the move. They're great transition. Here's Bradley inside. Layup wouldn't go.
Got a break.
Sharp at the basket. Goes up top, gets his own miss, and tosses back out. Bradley spinning, shooting. And a loose ball and a foul against Arizona. It'll go the other with 9.
Is he like their underrated X factor or what?
Inside Baysard did well to keep it up above. He wanted a foul call and he couldn't hit the shot. Love going to work on Sharp. Love.
Tough shot.
And that one tipped, and eventually it's Uzan as Awaka and Francis got tied up together. Milos Uzan.
That's it.
Saunders puts it on the floor, goes at Uzan. And Uzan takes it away.
I would like to see some more toughness in the second half from this BYU team.
Saunders catch and shoot, missed it all.
And he is a great passer.
Lob.
Nice. Almost had it.
Keita not able to put that one down. Under 2 to go. 15 is the lead. Hammond with that left hand, it wouldn't go. And eventually it's Uzan. Here comes Cryer. Houston by 9 with the ball. Smith inside, left hand, and rolls off. And now Uzan. Hesitation.
Emphasizing anything here, but he looks like he's walking off the floor better than he was when he went down on the floor.
Milos Uzan, the miss on the Jalen Celestine three. Milos Uzan up and under. And the rebound tipped out to Uzan. Had it stripped by Jeremy Roach. Here comes Jaden Nunn.
And we welcome those of you that were...
They didn't let him.
And that's knocked away. Tugler underneath with a blocked shot. Loose ball. Houston's got it. They're running. Uzan took it all the way at it.
His dribble was.
James off the mark that time. Houston with a rebound.
Got to get to the offensive glass. When Jizzle James starts ISO.
Off the mark. That one tipped out. Uzan from the free throw line. A little bit short. Offensive rebound. So the point guard doing the job. One of the things.
They were practices, yep.
Toppin gets it inside. Up and under. Wouldn't fall. Tipped around. Uzan rebound.
Every possession's contested on both ends.
The leading scorer type in this game.
You saw Keyshawn Gilbert on the bench. Curtis Jones is out with an illness. He did not make the trip to Houston. Tipped away by Lipsy. Won't go down. 1 of 2.
Turnovers and grabs the arm of Joshua Jefferson,
who misses the front end. And another missed opportunity. Boy, you think about Jackson getting such a good for moral victories, but if he were to ever look at one and say, hey, we've got some things we can really be proud of, today would be that day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He has got to be proud of the effort. Third personal.
This right here works in Arizona State's favor.
Inside Quaintance, that is blocked by Tugler.
Even though you're down big, they want to see the fight in the effort. And now you might not have shown it the whole game, but if you can show it in the last 3 minutes of the ball game, you can at least take away something to hang your hat.
Open three from Sharp, not there. He's a 44% three-point shooter. Offensive rebound, and nobody picked up Uzan. Ball batted out, and he shoots 44% from 3 on the year.
And those are good looks.
That was not. Love bricking a 3 early in the shot clock.
What Roberts is thing that Arizona does, they put the guy with the 7'6" wingspan on the ball. Watch out.
Caleb Love way short. You can see that when it left his hand. He's 1 for 8 from 3. Arizona 1 game back of Houston.
Under a minute on the game clock. As Wright tried to spin it on the reverse. Couldn't finish. Cryer here.
Joey Price, wow. Way long, just grazes the rim. Offensive board. Here's Dak.
Yeah, I thought that grazed the rim, but they didn't reset the shot clock. So with 1 set.
Uzan with the step back. Falls out short, gets his own rebound.
How quick is that kid?
How sharp is this shooter? Now off the personal foul from Terrence Arsenal. At the free throw line with the 1-on-1 opportunity was Yakumowski, and this is the front end.
Yeah, kind of make things easy for you, knowing what your full potential is.
Baskin trying to reach his potential. Ends up in the Cougar bench and with a miss.
Baskin, he's been a little up and down. Something he has have to do here in the second half, because you know Coach Sampson told his team, enough of these outside shots, take it inside. Look at Bangkok with the rim attack. He almost got that little lefty hook to fall.
Uzan rips the board.
Oklahoma State, meanwhile, has made 3 in a row from the field. Avery. And the rebounds collected by Uzan. 8-point lead for Oklahoma State.
With one bad leg. McMillan. Not this time. Loose ball, out of bounds. And the official set.
Cryer missing the 3, batted out for a reset. Good job by Tugler to keep it alive on the offensive glass.
That's where Okani again.
Last 9 games, averaging almost 19 a game. He's a guy that has really gotten their offense going. Their offense has been uneven. Defense has been their anchor.
Yeah, no question.
Wow. Mayo off the window, in and out.
That's the only place he could have put it on that board without getting it blocked. It just rolled.
At the conclusion of our game, Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, Jess Sims with the call. Uzan pulls down the rebound.
With KJ Adams out another couple weeks.
Coming off his first career double-double, 10 and 10 at TCU. Harris can't hit. Uzan pushing. Cryer
responded.
A 7-0 run for Houston. And that rattles out for Zeke Mayo.
Crowd is quiet, John.
Francis guarding Dickinson. Inside the store, off the glass, wouldn't fall. Uzan to rebound. Harris feeds Dickinson, the double comes. Opposite look, Rylan Griffin. And that one way off the mark.
And that's because Malik Wilson flew it, don't show up in the box.
Houston needs a basket. Roberts inside. That one off the mark. Out to Uzan. Uzan jumper. Harris handling. Ball fake off the glass. Too strong. Uzan a rebound. Houston with the ball up by 5. Pushing to the front court. Harris stops, flips it up. Dickinson can't corral it. Uzan does. Houston ball.
Younger back then, John.
Milos Uzan here. Sharp, clean look, straight on, buries it. That's too easy.
You can't do that.
All 4 of those offensive rebounds, as Chris Button pointed out, from Javier Francis. Uzan at the basket. Lob, and there is Javier Francis.
And that's Uzan.
Injury at the half of yesterday's semifinal against Texas Tech. He took the tape off of his right wrist. Cryer got it. He's been quiet. His first points in the loop all day. Wilson step back, jumper is good, it's a 3, and all of a sudden the lead at the other end, and that's off the mark. Gallen Hall wanted a foul called. Sharp fires, and 1. Uzan with Stewart on him. Lob, and that's too easy.
Beautiful.
Tugler was asking for it, and Uzan obliged. Percy Miller into the game. Uzan kick out, Sharp from deep. Got it.
Pretty stroke. We have a great view of that. It's BYU right now. I love them. I love the way they've improved. They're a great team to watch offensively. I don't feel comfortable that they're going to get any 50-50 balls or any 50-50 rebounds tonight. BYU team a little bit closer.
Had 9 points and 10 rebounds in the win against Iowa State. Sharp, and that 3 will go.
He was just sticking out his rear end.
Uzan flips it up, and Francis throws it down. Baylor.
Leaning in, and it rolls in for Juwan Roberts. The winning
4 weeks. I didn't know the circus had already come to town.
Just like he drew it up. LJ Cryer.
Oh my goodness.
5 for 5 from downtown. 55-48, Houston. Their last loss, February 1st. Woo. And a 3 for Emmanuel Sharp.
Player development they have at Houston.
Sharp will try again. This time he hits. Emmanuel Sharp is... Uzan gets it to Wilson. Left hand, he reversed it.
Quick shot, make sure they get another one. I love these 2-for-1 situations. Quick
Here
shot.
comes one. There goes one. Club. They burn on him about it as well. Here he is.
Get to that left hand.
Got his man in the air and scored again.
This battle in the Big 12, it is going to be a lively and loud crowd here in this one. Tugler again, and again he's able to hit, and a good start for JoJo Tugler. 4 for 22 from the three-point line for Texas Tech. Good look inside. Uzan finds Wilson, and the lead is ballooned.
Iowa State, I mean, 12 doesn't seem like a lot, but seems like they should be down more the way Houston has played.
Roberts, that little floater that he likes from about 12 feet away, extends the lead.
Good job delivering the pass out of the double. Let's see if he can continue to do that.
Cryer curling off the screen, elbow jumper. Oh, that is silky smooth.
He is so good off that curl, off the pin down.
In practice and said, we need to do better. You saw another offensive rebound here. Off the inbound, Cryer's 3, got it.
He's been terrific, averaging per game. And honestly, Phillips has not been as effective tonight as he usually is.
Here's Cryer from the wing, and he nails the 3. He's played 3 minutes here in the second half, and Cryer another 3, back-to-back threes.
And that they barely lost to an Alabama team, but they took to overtime. And those might be different ball games, especially when Sharp is as sharp as he's been tonight.
But they love to play 2 bigs a lot. That's usually, if you look at Tommy Lloyd's track record. Nice pass inside for the slam, Tugler, and it was Uzan with the find. Uzan got caught in the air, dumps it down low, gets it back out. Boy, Cryer was wide open. Now they get a Cryer on the spot up, and it goes the 3. Cryer's 69th three-point.
His breath. He's gotten Juwan Roberts. I would stop at the game right now.
In the paint, and getting it to go is Tugler, who was in foul trouble early in that first half. 8 offensive rebounds in the first half, but no second chance points, so they didn't get those unscripted points in the first half. Here's a lob to Tugler. Yep. Great pass, Uzan.
Now, the reason that worked because Uzan slows.
Team, we talk about how good they are defensively. They actually lead the conference in three-point shooting as a team at about 39%. As if on cue, Emmanuel Sharp, 3-0. Uzan here with Roach on him. Shot clock is under 10. Roberts spinning, goes right hand and gets it to go.
Man-to-man now by the Bears. They do a lot of switching. Well, they have during the season.
Cryer hesitates, flips it up and in. He's so good at that little floater shot in the second half.
Oh boy,
Cryer wide open.
Too easy.
Biggest lead of the game for the Cougs.
18 of the last 18 years at Baylor. Think about that.
Yep.
Manu LeCompte and Weedy Carter. Watch this guy.
Cryer starting to heat up, and he's got.
And this building is at 90-10. You have no doubt the white jerseys are going to come up with it.
Roberts, reverse, rolls it home. 10 for Juwan. Gets it to Arsenault. Shot clock's at 7. Uzan got to do something here. Inside, that's something. A two-handed stuff for Terrence Arsenault. He's got 11.
Nice pace. Have 130 offensive rebounds. It's more than the rest of the Buffalo's team. Cryer, left wing, splash.
You cannot leave. L didn't reset the shot clock, so with 1 second, Dak had to try to get that up quickly, rushed his shot a bit.
Juwan Roberts, that finally falls, as all of Houston's points prior to that were second balls.
Not going to get it done.
Wow, pump fake puts Dak into the second row. Arsenault goes to Uzan, who finds Cryer. He's done that twice tonight, just about touching every block. Yakimowski had to hurry. Uzan takes it away. Puts it in reverse and finds Cryer. Cryer puts it in drive, around and out.
Halfway down before it came.
Francis has 130 career blocks. Going right at the bully.
That's what you got to do sometimes. That's the left hand from Roberts. He has been money tonight. Give him 13 points they've had in quite some time, and trying to add to it right here.
Francis, that's the guy to add to it. That jumper, that left hook. Man, it's basically like a hate. Uzan runs out of space, goes to Tugler. Uzan, alley-oop, and Wilson drops from what seemed like Denver to grab it and ram it home.
5 to shoot. Wilson has to hoist. Buries it. Uzan lines him up. 8 to shoot. Roberts bulldozing and scoring.
He is just so...
Houston opened this half on a 13-2 run. Tugler underneath. A double-fisted dunk. 9 on the timer for Houston. Uzan draws a crowd. Cryer, his 4th 3 tonight. Uzan piercing the lane, drops it off.
Yeah. There it is.
There's still 1:45 left. Roberts, leaner, that's pretty. When in doubt, go to that man right there.
Yeah. And the track down, and that is exactly what Houston tracks in their practices. Terrence Arsenault for 3.
And that's why Christian Anderson has a chance to be special. Game on the line, steps up to the plate.
Now Roberts on the other
A little bit tonight to free him up with some pin down screens.
Kelvin Sampson got his first win in Kansas the other day as a three-pointer again by L.J. Cryer, and it's a quick 8-0.
And the crowd loving the defense. Bidunga pops out. Cryer hesitates. They swing the ball. Arsenault got it.
Oh boy, this kid, he has really improved.
And deflected. Houston, by the way, 0 for their last 9 from the floor. Tugler ends the drought.
Good catch right there, right now, John. Kansas is...
Uzan, the Oklahoma transfer. Uzan looking for space. Kicks out Wilson. Got it. Malik Wilson, and they needed it, and Houston 10-10 at TCU. Harris can't hit. Uzan pushing. Cryer will try. L.J. Cryer knocking it down.
Yep, I would play through Roberts right now. Slow the game down a little bit. Get a piece of him right there. That's it. That's what he does. He has become an ISO guy. They need a basket.
With hands there by Mayo. Shot clock winding down. Uzan feed inside, and he finds Roberts for the deuce.
A lot of activity.
Roberts head of steam off the glass and good, and he has 19.
By the way, this is why he plays.
Uzan wandering inside, kick out sharp from way downtown. Bang! Whoa!
Right now you get a steal.
To inbound.
That's why Hunter's in right there. Oh! Got to shoot a three.
Wilson. Oh! And we are tied.
Roberts flies for the rebound.
Good pass.
Francis underneath for the lay-in. Houston 9 of 11 from the field.
Yeah, really good pass.
John Houston, longtime team doctor, assessing Juwan Roberts.
Golly, that is beautiful. I'm telling you, Terrence Arsenault. Utah has had 6 possessions since halftime. They have turned the ball over 4 times and have not scored a point. They now have 18 turnovers on 38 possessions.
Milos Uzan. Back for Roberts. Big dribble and finish.
I mean, no weak side rotation.
Uzan into Roberts. Very fine finish from Juwan.
Yeah, if you're running a 2-3.
Being smart, as you can't give yourself that second foul that quickly. There's 17:50 left in the first half. You've already got 2.
Roberts skying to the cup. Excellent finish with the left hand.
One of the all-time great.
Uzan, pocket pass. Francis moves some furniture and throws it down.
I love that from Uzan. He knew that he had to dribble it to the
fight for the offensive rebound. Took a hard fall to the floor. He's slow to get back into action. Numbers now for Houston. Sharp looking for his first triple. Here we go. Rolls it in and cuts it to a 1-point lead. All in the second half also. Scoreless in the first half, but that was the question. Will he come alive in the second half? He is attacking Johnson. Screens to the cup. Trickles in. And Houston, 8 to shoot. Uzan, snaking through the defense, picks up the dribble, 4 to shoot. Roberts through the contact, rolls in another one.
How good has Roberts been in this game?
Corner. And a turnover. Sharp, a deep 3. He got it.
Man, these guys. And they are shorthanded, right? What a great start.
They're without Tucker DeVries once again. He's only played in 8 games this year.
Sharp a three's money. Yeah, understanding that he could dominate a basketball game. He really can, and his energy level is just off the charts.
Sharp a heat check. Are you kidding?
Looked like Uzan was going to have an uncontested flush, and then Tugler came flying in. Here's Tugler at the other end and says, this is how it's done.
What a turn of events.
Wow. Uzan. Arsenault, when he get past Max Jones, is able to get it to the rim and kiss it in. That's 5 for...
With that 18-point effort in their win.
He's playing with a former Wyoming teammate in Brandon Wenzel, who's out on the court right now. Roberts has the playmaking big. Like right now, you'll see it when they throw it back to him right here. He's got to be able to score it.
Left hand, off the window, and 1.
They're staying with that because he's the
averaging 20+ a game, and he has 13 tonight.
There's those doubles.
Sharp again.
LJ Cryer been quiet in his first half. Drills that 3. The ESPN college basketball contest. We got to get you there next year. Maybe you'd have something to say about it. But out of all the people that do college basketball for ESPN, she was the best. Arsenault has to heave it as the shot clock downs, and he drills it. Terrence Arsenault being fairly balanced scoring for Houston today. Sharp, the hottest hand. Let's see if it'll stay hot. It does. Emmanuel Sharp buries another one.
Now they're going for a foul.
It's been a frustrating performance for his BYU Cougars on the road. Houston buries another one. LJ.
Yes.
In the age of the transfer portal, Kelvin Sampson's only lost 2 players in the last 10 years through the transfer portal. Arsenault steps back and hits another 3.
That's
too overwhelmed, and I expect that they'll come out and start knocking down threes, and you'll say, wait a minute, is that the same team?
Okay, well, it's easy to say that because they don't play.
Well, the Big 12 tournament when they meet.
Oh, it could be that.
May not be
High flying Malik Wilson on a run.
Thompson's open for a three offline. Both of these teams rebounded well. Both teams +6 per game in rebounding margin as Tugler gets left all alone for the gimme.
The rim. Once in transition, that time in the half court, you have to convert when you get that post.
12 minutes without a field goal bridging the two halves together, and Roberts picking up where he left off.
In the mid-post area, when you force him out, it's way harder. When he gets low post position, gets by the charge circle, oh, that's where he does his dirty work.
What a pass! And a double-fisted dunk for...
He struggled, and I think that's the one thing that I would have to say about his game. The one critique is the inconsistency. In big games, Bryce Thompson has to produce. He has to play well. 100%. Because I know we talked about him in the open. Sharp, Pryor. I mean, those guys are shooting phenomenal from deep, but not every game is going to look like tonight, like what LJ Pryor is doing from behind the arc.
Late in the shot clock already here. Emmanuel Sharp drops it off. Shot fake Tugler. Kick nearly throws it away into the corner. Cryer! Late in the shot clock, LJ Cryer. Roberts, the sixth-year senior. They do expect to have Roberts back for Big 12 play. Almost a precautionary measure, keeping him out today. Cryer hits a three. Second made three for LJ.
Yeah, Toba, New Mexico Junior
Right. Yeah, I know a guy from New Mexico Junior College. I'm sitting right next to him as Arsenault buries the three. He has the last.
Much energy on offense when you're playing against Houston.
Clark rejected by Tugler, sending the Cougars on the run. Cryer trailing three, knocks it down. Defense to offense.
Tony Romo,
right,
on our NFL coverage.
Gracie Wilson. Jim came here to play golf. Tugler off a nice look from Uzan. 5 assists before he took over. They were way off the college basketball map, and he has put them squarely in the middle of the conversation as that triple goes for Sharp.
Isaiah Adams way off the mark. Rebound secured at the free throw line by Arsenault. There's a layup attempt that is up and in, and an N1 coming up. Tugler with a finish. Long two. Contested shot, Isaiah Adams. Uzan the rebound. Bounce pass in front to Wilson. Layup attempt. Got around Adams for the deuce.
Pretty pass there from Milos, man. That was it.
Uzan with a basketball. Open man, left side. Mercy for three.
He can do that with the best of them, man.
Floater off the back heel, no. And a second try and more opportunities. Boy, the possession has stayed with the Cougars for 40 seconds. On the baseline, and finally a payoff. That comes from the hands of LJ Cryer. Milos Uzan brings it across midcourt. Trying to set a screen was Francis in the lineup for the first time as well. Straight on three-pointer for Cryer. That looks pure, and it is. 36% from three. That was Roberts and Tugler. Shot clock at 17 seconds. Catch and shoot off the inbounds. A three-ball side pocket. Emmanuel Sharp. Even here scoring in the second half.
Again, man, Troy is a tough defense because they switch things up.
Oh, Cryer just filling it from distance.
That's what
every turnover feels like is turned into Houston points on the other end of the floor. In fact, there's the number that shows you 15 points off the mistakes. Cryer for an open three. And he absolutely is feeling it no matter what.
Here is Roberts going to work down low. Manuel Sharp launching. Three!
You talk about sharp shooters. He's off the screen.
Milos Uzan. That's
That is perfect execution by Houston. They had Sharp.
And think about this, though, Roxy, back to the game. 9 points in the first 4 minutes and 15 seconds here in the second half. For Butler, that's half the points they scored in the first.
Frustrated, but timely bucket there. It's a talented bird. Sharp maybe
Looking for some help there. Maybe a breakdown defensively as Cryer answers on the other end. A corner three for El.
Has found some offensive rhythm, and they're doing it from the three-point line.
4 straight possessions with made baskets for the Aztecs. Sharp goes right to the basket. The threat of his shot makes him a danger. Third place matchup between San Diego State and Houston, and some money on the line for that NIL collective. Sharp answers. Emmanuel Sharp, another made three.
I told you.
5 at the half. Ton of missed shots. Ton of missed free throws for San Diego State. Sharp shakes his man. Burr. Sharp hits again. Emmanuel Sharp is cooking.
He has to make shots. Hit some early last night and could not find that rhythm from downtown as the game wore on. And talk about rhythm and improvement on the offensive end. Made some outstanding drives last night at the rim. Big time shot.
And again, Francis. Javier Francis at just 2 points.
He could be a dangerous offensive threat.
Davis dropped 27 on Buffalo just a couple of weeks ago. He's capable. Tugler finishes. Nice setup by Milos Uzan.
Yeah, precision balances out at the end of the day.
As long as if you play multiple games. Refs are letting them play here, which is good. That little floater, nicely done. Just on the floor.
Davis, his second three-pointer here. Notre Dame staying attached.
Their first second chance bucket does Notre Dame. Sharp. He is a sharp shooter. It's an unorthodox.
Bounce back with a 6-point effort like he had against Elon, but this kid has a lot of talent and is the X factor for the Fighting Irish.
Arsenault hits a three. A flurry here by the Cougars. No shame in their 2 losses, though. Auburn and Alabama are their 2 losses. Here's the hot hand. Arsenault, he takes on Davis. Okay, Terrence Arsenault making a name for himself in Vegas.
Forced in that turnover. Great defense. Turnovers here in the second half. Houston only won. Notre Dame with 6.
And a hit on the other end. Points off that turnover from Emmanuel.
So is that X factor here for Alabama.
Right, so kind enough to wear a microphone for us tonight. We'll be hearing from him throughout the game. Darian Reed on the floor for the first time, but the Cougars.
Uzan out to Sharp. Sharp from deep.
Yeah, really nice find by Milos Uzan.
JoJo Tugler checks in for the first time alongside Mercy Miller and Terrence Arsenault. Here's Miller, catch and shoot. Out of the timeout, perfect play design.
Locked and low a little bit in this environment.
Houston returns with the starting 5. Uzan, Cryer, Francis, Roberts, and Sharp. And Cryer hits his first 3 of the night.
Excellent. Trying to get a little confidence going.
Tugler preparing to enter. Uzan splits for the alley-oop for Francis.
Yeah, a really nice double screen. Tracker, Cruz Davis. Speedy Claxton mixing up the defenses. They were man last time, now back in his zone.
Wilson from downtown. His Uzan. Malik Wilson. Still perfect from deep this season.
Yeah, feeling it.
At 3. Sharp, another 3. Back to back from Emmanuel Sharp.
Good hustle.
Sharp picks it up, out to Uzan. Here comes Mercy Miller for the layup.
I'm telling you, with those 2 substitutes.
Tied it up. One of the fouls in the first game was on a technical, but he's a 4-star prospect. Miller from the corner. Speaking about 4-star prospects, Miller. Tough rebound inside. Ramon Walker Jr. after the miss. Cryer open 3.
How do you make it?
Uzan. I didn't even know what it meant till tonight, so thanks for the explanation in the first half, Reed. Cryer hits the 3. That's off the back to the rim. Uzan, another rebound.
Good pass.
Tugler all alone for the dunk.
Milos Uzan.
Without fouling. That's a good point. What I do like about his team this year is they have a lot of depth.
Roberts, left hand is good.
6th year.
Uzan flips it up, no good. Roberts the rebound.
Got to shoot it. It's good.
Sharp. Drew threw it away. Bodies on the floor. Houston comes away with it, and Malik Wilson has the easy two. By Tugler. Houston can tie with a two.
They push, they got numbers.
Tugler wanted the lob. Instead, they get a three and the lead.
Chase down dunk there from Tugler. Here is Uzan spinning for Tugler.
Yeah, what a nice find by Milos Uzan. Colorado is going to be good. It is going to be an unbelievable run through the Big 12.
Tugler open three. He hits.
Wow. Kid. I mean, he checks in the game and he is putting his body on people.
He's got the hair and goatee like Noah as well. Wilson down court first for the layup.
Can always fall down, and as long as you don't flop, you have not established a pivot foot, and that is not traveling.
Cryer hits another three. Now the Cougar defensive play he just made.
Good ball movement.
A reverse layup, Juwan Roberts.
No, we learned something before they
gives JoJo Tugler and Terrence Arsenault more playing time earlier in the season.
Yeah, you know, there's just no reason this time of the year. A growing injury is something that can linger all season long. It's down by your side. I'm telling you, it's going to be a turnover. So you present yourself, you present a target, and then you end up with another dunk.
Back-to-back dunks from Juwan Roberts. Milos Uzan in the paint. Great vision. That's another dunk. 3 in a row from Juwan Roberts.
Yeah,
he was at Oklahoma, and he gave credit to Kellen Sampson, said from an early age, even in high school, he knew he wanted to be a college basketball coach someday, as Malik Wilson flies in for the dunk.
Figure out how to save their joints. So they brought in VersaClimbers. The idea is that it's going to take off 25% of the impact on their joints throughout the year.
Hey, Chris, did Kelvin use the VersaClimber?
Uzan here. Milos spinning.
Oh, boy.
And Yakimovsky takes it away.
This is big.
Lob and a throw. Uzan probing. And Dak intercepts the pass.
And a number of injuries in his career. And Baylor has equaled their largest lead of the night. And a turnover by Houston.
And a couple of those looks that have been really clean for Baylor, you have to knock down if you're going to win the game.
And a shot clock violation. And a
pressure from Kansas. Point on Uzan.
Oh boy.
And they turn him over.
You got it.
And Wilson clears it off to Uzan. And Uzan lost the handle. Turnover back the other way. Thomas in transition. And that one's blocked but followed.
Cougars just keep coming at you. They don't take any bad shots. Don't turn the ball over. As I say that.
That's their first of the half. And a foul as well. Gets the second. And Drizzle with 11. Again, trying to trap in the backcourt, and it paid off again. Thomas up and in.
Great job.
Roberts. He hits the deck. Everybody on the deck. And possession arrow goes to Cincinnati.
Have to go here first half. Texas Tech and Houston United Supermarkets Arena here in Lubbock. And it's an offensive foul. Uzan had it knocked away. Hawkins up to Overton. And Houston asking.
Oh, yeah.
everybody else to try and make shots.
Yeah, and this is a Herculean effort. Look at that effort both ways. And that'll be a foul on Tugler, I believe.
Gilbert on the bench. Curtis Jones is out with an illness. He did not make the trip to Houston. Tipped away by Lipsy, and Iowa State's got it.
Well, you think you're away from Taman Lipsy. You have to
Up and down the sideline as if he were a coach. He was 4 years old at the time. He is truly doing what he was intended to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. And he also said that they were world.
A steal by Jefferson. Lipsy for three, and Houston always patient. Again, they play at one of the slowest paces in America, but they are a very good offensive team. A turnover, though, here. Lipsy with a steal and a lay-in, and with that...
A rare turnover by Houston, and Ali leading the break. Mason.
Speak for that position. Gets his second foul.
Second foul of the game, like you mentioned, on Elijah Malone. The three stands and the turnovers generated out of the break.
McMillan had it stripped. And Uzan lost the handle. That's one turnover for each team, and Houston is one. Stolen away by Uzan. And a scramble for the loose ball, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it'll be possession arrow. Texas Tech shooting exceptionally well from beyond the arc and from the free throw line. 14 for 16 tonight. And here's a turnover by Houston. Hawkins.
He's not at 100%, probably really at 60 with his ankle. You have to test his mobility.
And Uzan, the rare turnover. Milos Uzan has been so reliable.
For the West Virginia Mountaineers have a 7-0 run coming out of the locker rooms to start the second half. Milos Uzan is going to get called for an offensive foul as he shoved Sincere Harris. He was a big catalyst to this second half run. Uzan inside, turnover. Yesufu got the hot potato. Now to his left.
It's the three. Uzan into traffic, and it's a steal from Gabe Madsen.
Yeah, that pass was to a back-cutting LJ Crowder.
That tragedy.
Uzan, a little low for Roberts. Ball gets loose. Uzan jumps on it. Desan tying it up. And possession arrow is going to
watch the playmaking, Rich.
Uzan tried to throw the lob. Instead, it goes to the Frogs.
Hungrier, chip on the shoulder. They're not the 12th ranked team in the AP poll. That's an offensive foul. Both came out today. If you look at the analytic numbers, Bart Torvik.
And Houston perfectly fine killing some clock and running their offense. Jumping a passing lane. Dean with the steal. 2-on-1. Avery.
They got to finish inside.
Uzan loses it out of bounds. A quick start for the Houston Cougars. It was 6-0 start on a pair of made threes. Uzan with the lane.
Roberts backing in. Cryer, good ball movement. Uzan walk to the basketball.
Hey, Archino froze him. You got to swing that ball immediately as.
But it's definitely a work in progress for Kelvin Sampson and the Cougars.
How can it not be when you lose a guy like Jamal Shedd?
Yeah.
Look, you don't want to make two teams in the country. They bring a lot of bodies at you. Grant talked about their depth. They play very aggressive defensively as Uzan, the Vegas native, stepped on the sideline and
like this high screen and roll action, but once again, I think Cryer or Sharp have the opportunity to shoot the ball with this possession.
Uzan, that's offensive foul. Little wraparound by Uzan. Turnover for the Aztecs. Cougars with the lead in the ball as Uzan working on Guath. Deflected by Coleman Jones, and Houston turns it over. Pass from Logan Imes. Uzan travels and A Houston turnover.
Aggressive scale on the offensive rebounds. Alabama now has 16 offensive rebounds that has led to 12 second chance points, you guys. It's unacceptable. And he looked at Roberts, too. He got hit in the eye earlier this game. It swelled up pretty good, and he said,
but with the ball. And Uzan lost it off the thigh. That's going to be over back. And this tight defense of Alabama forcing another Houston turnover.
Yeah, twice in a row.
Turnovers for the transfer from Oklahoma, Milos Uzan.
Nobody else for the Cougars has double-figure assists.
And right after we talk about his...
You know, a lot of people call that the pocket pass, right? You just step down and drop it in that little pocket, and almost a really nice play. Good defense that time by Hofstra.
A steal on the baseline from...
7 to shoot. No breathing room. No breathing room, Rich. And Uzan turns it over. Kelvin Sampson.
He cast his lot with Kelvin Sampson. They basically handpicked him to run this team. Look at this.
Stolen away by Cardwell. And he goes the length of the floor for
Rich,
two.
I love
Uzan can't find it.
They had him.
It's tipped. And Terry Oglesby is right on it. It'll be Auburn basketball.
Great.
Line drive 3 off the mark. Uzan rebounds. Jackson State ball after the entry pass. Winning a few of them to kind of turn the tide. And back then, of course, no transfer portal.
Yeah, really started with Galen Robinson. He was over at Westbury Christian, one of the best players in the state of Texas.
Inbound. And a steal on the inside. First Cincinnati turnover. Let's see if the Cougars. And a steal by Uzan. Ahead to Sharp. Sharp.
Watch that double team. Got to move it quickly. Can't do that.
Great hands, Uzan. Uzan at the basket. Off the glass and in.
How about Roberts? Johnny, he's going for his 140th win. The winningest player in their history. Steal.
Uzan with the good hands. Cryer. Can't hit.
Put a hoop at each end. Obviously a very small court in the basement. And then this is the best part. Put his Easter Sunday suit on and walked up and down the sideline as if he were a coach.
Houston is 0 for 5, and they're one of the top 10 three-point shooting teams in the country. Turnover by Arizona. Cryer looking to push. He's been quiet so far. Cryer, since he took the Houston job. Inside 6 minutes to go. His team up 2. Love. And going to trap him and poke the ball away. Uzan got a hand on it, and then Tugler has it.
Right, tosses back. Edgecombe at the basket.
He's got to shoot that. Can't get hung up in the air that way.
Cryer hesitates.
He dropped 26 off the bench.
Edgecombe lost the handle, ripped away by Uzan.
Quickly, they don't allow much easily inside.
2 on the shot clock. Yakimowski had to hurry. Uzan takes it away.
Stolen away by Uzan. And a scramble for the loose ball.
6 on the shot clock for Javon Small, and he had his pocket picked. Uzan had it. And then O'Connie not.
Mayo to inbound.
That's why Hunter's in right there.
Oh!
Got to shoot a 3.
Wilson. Oh! And we are.
Top. Miro Little to inbound. And a good steal from Uzan. Houston on the break with Tugler.
Georgia Tech trying to connect with his target. And it's deflected, and Houston is going to win this game. 10 in a row for the Cougars.
12 and 3 overall, top 30 in the net. A trap in the corner. And a turnover.
Sharpa. Ernest Ude. Here's another freshman, Michael Robinson, off the mark. Ude, the rebound, stolen away by Uzan. And the Oklahoma transfer, a one-man fast break.
That's an example right there of we said when the Houston defense is really tonight, Rich.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think they're setting it up for him. Nice block.
Those kind of numbers still matter. Here comes Uzan. The lob.
I don't like that play.
Demon had it knocked down. It bobbles to Roberts.
Pick and rolls are not working.
Swatted away again. The suffocating Houston defense continues.
Thompson double comes and he throws it away.
In the area where LJ Cryer has improved.
Houston expands on their largest lead of the night. It's up to 15 and a Houston steal.
Nearly walk with it, turned the ball over. That's a steal for Isaiah Adams. And a turnover right back. Uzan wants to push. Behind him to Cryer.
Like he's very fluid off the bounce. Where are you going? Right to Milos Uzan, which is not where he wanted to go with it.
Blanco's in some trouble, dribbles out of it. And now the double team comes. Held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Houston. Now
being tasked with defending LJ Cryer tonight, a tough matchup, but Coach Marlin said the senior's a joy to coach and knows he'll always give his best effort.
I love stories like that, right? A kid should, he needs to get involved.
Uzan nearly had a steal. It's picked up by Arsenault.
Energy, 8 points, 8 rebounds, but all of the intangibles. He is a physical kid. I mean, he checks in the game and he is putting his body on people.
He's got the hair and goatee like Noah. Locke trying for the rebound. And spills away to McMillan.
And Seth Lott in there guarding big Shannon Grant. That is some beef on the floor.
Uzan with the
hands down by their side. And if you have your hands down by your side, I'm telling you, it's going to be a turnover. So you present yourself, you present a target, and then you end up with another dunk.
Mansell rebounds. Tugler's hands affected that play once again. His hands are everywhere.
Johnson got away with a carry. 8 to shoot for Johnson. It's great defense. 3 to shoot, cross-court pass.
Right now, Toledo looking like they're shocked, man. They're not used to this.
You have to box out against the Cougars. You'll have no chance. And Simmons had the ball blocked from behind. Uzan the wing with a rejection.
Year before getting injured was out for most of the season. In fact, 2 or 3 guys. Ruffin was out, didn't play all year. Mitchell, Manziel only played 2 games last year.
A strip and a throw out to a man.
In the second half of the year, all Houston thus far. Shot clock winding down. And Damon not able to hit. Demon swings it. Baker. Stewart back to Demon in the corner. And eventually
last year at Oklahoma.
Bang aggressively drives. Damon not able to hit. Cryer tracks it down.
Pride in the fact of how tough it is, and that on the VersaClimber, every single one of the players has gotten sick at some point. So I'm out on that.
And he did score 3,400 points in high school, so he knows how to put the ball in the basket.
Malone will try that, and it's off the mark. Francis. Andre kicks to Hammond. Hammond at the basket. Smith buries it. R.J. Smith, he can your friend.
I'd like to see him go inside too. I'd like to pick and roll the double teams and play off the double and play some 4-on-3. That was a tough shot right there. I think
Shot clock winding down. Griffin from way downtown. Tugler rebounds. And Houston. Griffin. Good look at it, but Rob. And a three-pointer there is nice look from the team. Raise your hand if you're an elite offensive rebounder. And just about everybody raised their hand, but that's the story of this team. Coit not able to hit. And back.
Not run him in ball screens because they're making him give the ball up. I just let him ISO at the top.
Boy, a triple team there. It's still got a corner three out of it.
It's back in the game. Got to get him going a little bit offensively for Houston.
See if Locacious can hit one too. They're going to go three on the other side. That's the second time that's gone. And that's Skilling.
And that's the maturity of this team. Arsenal had a play called for him, but he still gave it up to Uzan.
Locacious, he'll drain a three on the other end. They needed that. His second one.
Overton can't hit. Fight for the loose ball. Anderson comes away with it. And Federico pulls down the board. Hawkins, he'll fire and hit. Oh!
And it wasn't easy with the coach on his butt the whole early part of the season.
Walton fires. Walton catch and shoot. Gets another.
Now Lipsy, the native of Ames, Iowa, a junior. Momcilovic will miss the three, but an offensive rebound. University of Toronto. And you can see he's got game.
Is that why you like Mom so much better than Dad?
I don't dislike Dad.
Once again, shot clock running down for Arizona State. Mason gets it up, and he hits the three.
Players always have counters.
Satin catch and shoot. Ooh.
Pass from Arsenault. KJ Lewis drives the paint, hangs, missed it. Got it back, kicks it out. Here's Love on the spot up. No good. Thought maybe that layup would.
If Love stays healthy, he's going to really help this team in the last 3 weeks of the season. Shooter.
Celestine can't hit. Roberts rebounds. What was it Patrick Swayze said? Roadhouse, pain don't hurt.
Well, Oklahoma State played better against Utah on Saturday, James, and one of the things that helped is they had early success on the offensive end.
Keller swishes a three.
Kick to Arsenault over there in the corner.
A rare assist from the big man. Dean, his rebuttal from the top is short. Keller for a three. Barely grazed to the other side of the... Avery's killed his dribble. He needs some help. Down to three. Thompson a hoist. And the rebound, Tugler.
Finds McMillan. Sharp goes down. Here's Hawkins for three. No. The tap. Hawkins.
Three. Another lipped out three for this West Virginia.
I want to get back around. Coit will try.
Boy, Flory keeping that ball alive himself. Let's see what they draw up.
Mayo. And Biduga.
More than 50 more than anybody on his team or that plays for Houston. Got to press out on Gabe Madsen.
Three-pointer is short. Tougher.
Nobody taking away driving lanes, and right now it's just too easy for Houston. Nice shot.
There's the Baylor transfer, Miro.
Lit on the rim for the Cougars at the moment. Hall sprinting down the floor. The spin move a little out of control. Recoups his own miss. Coleman, corner tray, in and out. Looking for his first point, still scoreless. Can't find the angle. Uzan trying to get it. Williams, the benefactor. Hall lines it up. He's been silent in the second half. Hall Excellent on-ball defense by Wilson. Cross-court pass. Ivan Curry reins it in.
Today for Houston, and that sets a school record. He was tied with Fabian White Jr. at 149 coming in. 3 off the heel for McDaniel. Roberts.
Yeah, and I just think his presence in there, regardless of the stats.
Here's White. Off the mark. Offensive rebound to the freshman. The lead is ballooned to 21. 4 on the clock for the Frogs.
I don't think they know it.
Alette forced that 3. Shot clock violation.
Basketball court. And he can guard you 1 through 5. Here's Saunders. Lines up the 3. Misfires. Saunders. 7 seconds to shoot. Dallin Hall. Demon launches a corner 3. Way off the mark.
Well, they got that rebound. BYU got the rebound. Kevin Young was jumping up and pumping his arm saying, let's go, let's go. Run and get some clean looks.
Hall hits the 3. That's exactly.
They give it up 2 threes and turn the ball over.
Yeah, slow on their rotations for the Islanders. They're going to have to pick it up on defense.
DeMario Dennis, the freshman from San Antonio.
I think JoJo's guarded everybody on the floor so far.
That he has. He's all over the place. Top of the key, long 2 off the front iron for Isaiah Adams.
And you look at Houston's been successful.
Miles Rigsby gets it by Tugler. Onto the baseline. Shot clock at 1. Side rim miss. Double team to the low block. Dowd's going to have to contest one. It's on the way. Weak side rebound and putback is no.
Houston defense right in the kitchen of Butler Bulldogs. Tough challenge 3. It's long from the corner for Pierre Brooks.
22+ points per game over the last 3, averaging over 17 per contest. And he went to the break with nothing.
And that goes over the top of the back.
On fire here in the second half.
8 of his 10 since halftime. Houston has matched their largest lead. Andre
McKinney gives it up. Compton not been afraid. He misses again.
Himself, and right now a little bit of a trap.
Making sure to get the ball out of Boyd's hands. Now it's going to be the other top scorer. That is a... Marcus Shrewsbury calls Davis the wild card of this team. They need more minutes out of him. Here's the Laco now. In and out it goes. Back it.
Not letting Alabama get out in transition.
Tugler guarding Nelson, turns him away, and Reed misses the 3. Looks like Nelson took it.
Keyshawn Robinson against Cryer. Cruz Davis. Off the.
He's a baller.
Off the mark from Jaquan Sanders. Yeah, it's off the back iron. Offensive rebound for Davis. Kentrell Garnett, the former walk-on, hits the open 3. He lead for the Cougars.
Last year, nobody in the country was better defending the three-point line than Louisiana.
Uzan got a hand on it. Contested 3 with the shot clock winding down is short from Kendall Davis. From our view, like Roberts was telling him to go to the basket too. We could see his lips moving, encouraging his fellow big man.
Right, you know, I don't want to be repetitive, but big guy if you're
level, but he has to stay on the floor. Thomas tries a 3. That's off the back of the rim.
He's got the neon green light from Kelvin Sampson. Wow. Deep 3. Pettiford, no. Tugler.
I said 96-3, 93-6.
6 losses since this building opened in December of 2018. About one.
You know, I know I've said it twice already, but I'm saying it again. One of these games, it's going to click offensively, and he is going to be an absolute terror.
Another
double teams and pick and roll.
Bradley into the paint. High arcing shot. There's Mazar to stuff it home. Love fires. And that misses all of it. And it would.
There is toughness in that family.
Saunders. And that three wouldn't go. Look at Malik.
And that adjustment is you've got to step into him and force him off that three-point line.
DJ Edgecombe long on that three. Emmanuel Sharp the rebound.
You don't want to be injured going into the tournament. That's what this Houston team was a year ago. If Jamal Shead isn't hurt, they had a legitimate chance to win the national championship last year.
Keep Day-Day and Jizzle in the middle of the floor where they can't double team.
Jizzle, nice crossover against Uzan, and he buried it. That's his best shot.
That's great defense because you take away the line, it's hard to score on these guys inside.
They draw the foul. And
how many players are touching the rock now on this possession as Mason will be fouled getting to the rim.
2 apiece. 3 minutes gone by in the second half. Love getting downhill, spinning, and fouled by Uzan. His first on Houston.
This is a big 4 minutes for Baylor because they're hanging around.
Edgecombe looking for space, gets at the basket and puts it home.
There you go. Good job. He backed up. It's a good test for Houston to play this 4-guard offense.
Roach lost his footing.
There is a sound job. Right side. Yakomovsky. Double team. Finds a way to get it off. No good. The deeper you go into the shot.
Stolen away by... Here's Hawkins. And Uzan went down, and Hawkins takes advantage.
He has a knack for scoring.
Anderson takes it himself, and he's fouled. Anderson can't kiss it off the glass, and Francis.
So tough.
Elijah Hawkins, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Can't get that one to go. The offensive rebound to Federico.
Ed Small coming off a pin down, but Houston jumped out and switched it.
He drives, 7 on the shot clock. Drew some contact, but no whistle.
Good. Shot clock winding down. Mayo got to get something up. Mayo steps through and hoists. Dickinson pulls down the rebound.
A reminder that Tugler only played 3 minutes in the first half after picking up a quick technical for a second foul. Ivy Curry tried to shake Uzan and sinks it.
20 points. He already has 15 in this first half. Small.
Yeah, that's Javon. 1,003 career points now for Jawan Roberts. McDaniel baseline. 1 and done for K-State.
5 on the clock. Here's a left. Aggressive. No good. Roberts the rebound.
We need him out there, and looks good in the opening couple of possessions. Demon, the blow by. What a finish. Yegor Demon.
There is sent from behind the line.
Demon spins his way free. No good. Cada.
Thank you, Austin. Great television reference for a series I've never watched one episode.
I'd like to see you get some floor burns, Matt.
Not tonight.
There, he did a good job sealing and opened it up for his teammate.
Here's Wilson against Uzan. Goes up, misses the layup. Rebound picked up by Cryer. Mercy Miller on the night's offensive effort. 4 to the window, comes up short off the front rim. Wilson tap out.
They don't post up, and so it'll be tough here against this Houston defense.
I love what Brian Dutcher had to say as the lefty Boyd misses a 3. Grant asked the call. 3rd place matchup. Davis trying to dribble himself free. Pulls up, and in and out it goes.
Nice move. The dribble handoff, and Cryer made him pay. And, of course, Tugler with that dribble handoff. 2 assists for the big fella.
In and out it goes. Nick Boyd.
And it seems like every time San Diego State gets in a little bit of a roll, Sharp kind of answers with a shot of his own.
Boyd again. Oh, he's feeling it now. They couldn't shake him. Other side of the floor now. P.J. Davis. P.J. Davis, he's capable. Comes up short. Tugler, strong board. And that was Cougars with 23. San Diego State being led by Bird and Coleman Jones. Boy, falling down, and he
frustrated with that shot, but Notre Dame just staying attached.
6 minutes without a field goal, and that is going to continue here. Just the one made free throw for a while now. Locko's in some trouble, dribbles out of it. And now the double team comes.
Get to the mid-range, top of the key where you can be effective.
Davis drives it. Davis hangs. No. Back tap, but it's into the hands of Sharp. Bama with a basketball. Francis just picked up his 3rd foul for Houston. And coming crashing.
She and Tommy Joinson, the other officials. Cruz Davis against Uzan. A pull-up. Miller grabs the board.
And
Davis with the miss, Miller with the rebound.
Unball defenders for Louisiana, being tasked with defending L.J. Cryer tonight. A tough matchup, but Coach Marlin said the senior's a joy to coach and knows he'll always give his best effort.
Not averaging, but Milos Uzan is averaging over 7 assists per game.
Sharp commits the foul against Christian Wright.
Wright puts it on the floor, and that one rejected.
Open the floor. They're getting trapped and getting rid of it right away. See that? Take the ball away from the trap a little bit. There you go.
Carter Bryant knocks it down.
Twice a season, John. That's it.
Saunders puts it on the floor, goes at Uzan. And Uzan takes it away. Back the other way. Saunders the rebound. And a 3 will go down.
Yep. And he is a great passer.
Lob.
Nice. Almost had it.
Keita not able to put that one.
Well, all of the guys hate this thing, so that means I like it, but I'll walk.
Inside, Hammond couldn't hit. Houston back to Dickinson. Double team here. Swing to Mayo. Coit at the basket. And it's Houston back.
Available shot, because you might not get another one.
Thomas, pull up. Again, he's got it from the outside.
To determine if you're going to ice it, then you have to stay there as the big. If you're going to switch, then you have to step up. But to scoot back and allow Uzan, a guy who is looking more confident from behind the arc, to be able to knock one go in. Really good sign for Houston.
Freeman, crossover to the pull-up.
Nunn, good shooter. Short with that one. Rebound.
Customary 6-man roll. He dropped 26 off the bench.
Edgecombe lost the handle, ripped away. Houston's only turned it over 5 times. Roach, jumper, off the mark.
Uses that ghost screen. Wilson again with the quick hands, deflects it. A lot of room for Ramchi, who throws it down. The entire gym thought it was going to go.
Against Houston. They're too sound, the positioning's too good on those hedges.
Thompson, Sumnick offensive rebound, just the
through it. But you can tell when he's playing, he is not himself.
Usman, Tugler with another block. That's number 3. And then a foul call.
7 on the timer. Hawkins got bailed out on the Uzan foul. And now he's baptism by fire in the head coaching department in the Big 12. Blocked by Francis. And that's a shot clock violation.
Von Small, leading scorer in the Big 12 this season, 20 points per game.
Able to track it down. Mayo hangs, and that shot short. Mayo able to save. Dickinson gets rid of it in a hurry. Mayo catches. Mayo shoots.
Nope. So you can't play high-low now without the other big.
Mayo bullying down low. Off the glass and in. Great shot by Zeke.
Roberts out in the deep waters. 12 to shoot, though. Can't shake him. Excellent footwork by the big man. Hall this time going up. Tries to go window. Too strong. Hall knocked to the floor.
7 to shoot. Okongi banks it in.
Boy, nice basket that time.
Hawkins trying to back down Arsenault. Here comes the help from Tugler. Splits the two, gives it to Hassan. Got Uzan in the air. It just missed the three. It's batted out right into the head and
Reynolds showed the three, drives instead, and the soft shot rolls off the rim out of
Sampson. Trust me, it hasn't been easy, but you could see his confidence growing.
He has 7 in the early going, but Noah Reynolds gets another and one opportunity.
State has a deep bench. Brantley, Keller, Thompson, Jennings, and Usman get the start. Thompson's runner is short. Rebound, Houston.
Roberts just having a feast down low.
Largest lead of the night for Houston, and a block. Roberts trying to keep it alive. Keller way off the mark, gets an air bank. Keller to the rack. Tugler walled him up. Avery has not started a game all season, prefers to come off the bench, averages 13 points per game. Thompson getting into the lane, and how many bunnies has Oklahoma?
Needed inside, and we're going to take care of them.
Sonny Wilson gets a double screen. Can't separate. Handoff. Layup. Right side. Sam Lewis, who had a career in the intervals here. Win the next 4.
Yeah, you want to continue to cut it out.
Nasty block out of bounds. Boy, I tell you what.
How can it not be when you lose a guy like Jamal Shead?
Yeah.
Look, you don't want to make too much out of it, but Jamal Shead and the connectivity that he had with his coach, and that's the first bucket.
And a foul that will send Colby King to the line as he
Ability to finish over the top. Like he's very fluid off the bounce. Where are you going?
right to.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. That's where contracts come into play.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here's Bird on the runner in the lane. No good, and they're going to get a foul over the back. Davis drives, spins. Davis hangs short. Jai in the battle for it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how he's coaching this game. He's got a whole bucket of cough drops right next to him, just in case.
He's got that coach voice going. Locker's got to put up a prayer, and it's an air ball. And the first defense.
Ooh, what a screen there. On sharp.
There goes Shrewsbury. Rises up, little floater. No. Francis with the fix. Dave Feldman and Beth Ely. Paul Evans, our statistician, as Alaco misses, run out the clock, and that's the ball.
Down, up tempo, come the Pride. Keyshawn Robinson, shot fake.
Nice fake.
And fade away.
Yeah, really nice. Ooh, that's an offensive foul.
Uzan rebounds the miss from Jaquan Sanders.
7 on the shot clock. Pegues in the paint, had it slapped away and out of bounds.
It's been a while since I've been to a science fair. Wish I could help you out, Reed.
Yeah, you left me hanging.
And there is Tugler coming over for another dunk.
They've got a 5-on-4.
And not able to take advantage of the numbers. Here's Love. And that one a half to go. Arizona down 4. Bradley with Cryer on him. Lewis will try. And flying in for the rebound is just got to get a good shot up. Harris
Trying to get the 3. Oh,
and
yeah.
Coit able to hit it.
Yep.
And
Now look to get to the ring.
And Thomas is fouled by Uzan.
Great play. Great. You too?
yeah, I feel like you've been elbowing me a little bit extra here tonight. Anderson.
You've been fouling me all night.
Fair.
Would be in their favor if they get out and push it.
Love off the bounce will fire and miss a three. He was 0 for 7 Tuesday. A Waka, longest active road winning streak in college basketball. Lewis spots up for three off the side of the rim. Arizona coming off a
right against Uzan, right off the window, and he draws the contact.
That's who he is. Shot clock at 3. High off the glass. Smith is off the mark.
Well, okay.
Dak showing off the handle. Price trying to show off the range.
Yeah, man. The Cougars have ratcheted up the defensive intensity. Thompson, Oklahoma State's veteran, has it swallowed up by Wilson.
Really handled that well. He was able to gather and go finish.
Thompson powers it through. But to your point, that's such an underrated part of
Can get momentum to the rim going over that right shoulder. He's excellent.
Thompson, he puts it through and one.
Nothing lead.
Got to be on your toes. You've got to be able to react and move on the pass, not on the catch.
Joseph Yesufu, the transfer from Washington State.
Mayo trying to turn the corner off the window, tipped up, loose ball.
Houston comes in doubles. He's too big. He sees over their trap. Watch out.
Griffin.
Screens for Coleman. Williams falling away. Tough jumper. And then it's scooped up by Roberts. Johnson sees the help defender. Williams curls over. Williams long two. Dialed in.
Oklahoma transfer starting on Small.
Shot clock down to 7. Powell rises up. And the rebound, Houston in on.
That's a lot of dribbling if you're West Virginia.
Small 3 on the shot clock. A hoist barely clips the rim. They whip it around to the top. Yesufu's runner.
So he's hurt his ankle.
Out and then step back and hit threes. That's just how he's been playing all season long.
Pryor hit a couple of threes the other night, and McDaniel answering for Kansas State.
Brantley one-on-one with Uzan. Leans in. And Arsenault claims it. Was it different from what we used to see from West Virginia?
Well, it's not full court, but it's very similar principles in the half court. They jump the passing lanes. They sit on top.
Wilson looking for an open spot, can't get it. They're constantly double teaming the ball handler. Wilson to the window. That's blocked off the left hand of JoJo Tugler. That's Campbell returns for the Trojans. Bumped layup attempt, no good for Tatum Conaway. And I like the fact that Conaway.
An elite rebounding team, and they've shown it tonight at both ends of the floor.
They've had the opportunity to go back to the practice court and do those things this week as Pierre Brooks.
San Diego State have an answer. Boyd gets to the baskets, get Uzan off his feet, and he'll go to the line.
Injured and was out for most of the season. In fact, 2 or 3 guys. Ruffin was out, didn't play all year. Mitchell Manziel only played 2 games last year. A strip and a good defense on the opposite side from Dylan Canoville. Open 3 off the heel from Hoover.
Even Steven for 30 minutes.
That was the game where Cryer injured his knuckle, and that was a bit of an issue for her a while for LJ. Offensive reach
to lead the way for the Cougars.
And a steal by Uzan.
As we start the second 20 minutes. Hawkins to the corner, and Walton. And we're tied.
There's a shot.
Walton. In Las Vegas, Nevada. Anderson fires. And he'll shoot 3 as they get the foul.
Not usually a leading scorer type. He's going to have to be a leading scorer type in this game.
You saw Keyshawn Gilbert on the bench. Curtis Jones
is floor. They're 11th in the nation in bench points. And number 0 in orange, Chi-Chi Avery's their top scorer at almost 13 points per game.
Really not been one guy or another for West Virginia. It's just relaxed a little bit too much.
They get Small open for a three-point look, and he makes the most of it.
In the paint.
Small in the corner, good action. And Javon Small hits the 3. On the road, would love to be coming off a win here at home against Houston. Yesufu off one leg, the injured leg.
3 points a game. Scott Drew's national championship team. Inside Meta. Hangs and hits.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Find Dickinson. Ryland Griffin.
This is the transfer from Drake, the son of head coach Darren DeVries. 15 points per game. Small in the lane, has it blocked. Point percentage and made 3s per contest. Small, his answer. Offensive rebound.
CA and the best in the Big 12.
Saunders catch and shoot from the corner. That rims out.
Arm up, and nice job initiating the contact.
Catch and shoots off the inbound. No good.
Dean have combined for 18 of Oklahoma State's 32. Newman pulls up. Tap out. Offensive rebound. Trying to get it.
18-point advantage here. Layup on the left side is missed off the hands of Sam Lewis. He's in one of those 3-17 tonight from three-point range.
Listen, you're down 21 to the Cougs. That's like being down 40 or 50.
That's right. Foul against the Cougars.
You're seeing Houston like almost goes into another gear. It's the second game after the game.
Off the inbounds, Hubbard with a miss for Houston. Ford out to Hubbard. Floater. Too strong. Rebound to Francis. Keeps that left hip.
Clean MRI, and he will be back at some point. Braden Shrewsbury, and he gets it off in time. Solid in high school. Got his dad with him, celebrating Thanksgiving. Man, what could be better than that?
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and certainly, you know,
It's been a frustrating night for the big fella for Jackson State.
Second foul on Tugler, contested 3 off the glass, and then the
situation.
I don't know who's going to win this game, but Trevor Baskin's going to need the whirlpool after this. Because, oh, I'll tell you what, these turnovers. Kansas is competing tonight.
Feed inside, and Dickinson is fouled, and Hunter
now feels like this is his team to run. What a pass.
Chatfield too strong off the glass.
Really good challenge by you.
Knock those down.
Quaintance reclassified. He should still be a senior in high school right now, but he's out there throwing dimes. And there is Freeman finishing for the first bucket for Arizona. Mason driving by everybody. Extra pass, Ali with 6 on the shot clock. Mason in close. How about that offense from Arizona State?
From Sharp, not close. Houston is 0 for 5, and they're one of the top 10 three-point shooting teams in the country. Turnover by Arizona. As good a job as anybody in the country since he took the Houston job. Inside 6 minutes to go. His team up 2. Love. And going to trap him and poke the ball away. Uzan got.
And Edgecombe pulls down the board. Right, tosses back. Edgecombe at the basket.
He's got to shoot that.
Turns it over.
Look at this. Colorado with a chance to take the lead.
Thank God, Dak. Nice pass.
A lot of dribbling from Keller, and now he's terminated in the corner. Dean loses it out of bounds. Double on Thompson. Dean
almost true.
That is such a good heads-up play.
Here's Small. O'Connor dumps it off inside. That's Hansberry's first bucket.
Good job.
Kansas has gotten balanced scoring here today. They lead it by 3. Bidunga finds Dickinson. Couldn't quite corral it.
Was to a back-cutting L.J. Cryer, and Mercy Miller thought it was to him. Good pass.
Lovering rejected. Great denial from Terrence Arce. A tie-up, possession error with Utah. Miro Little to inbound. And a good steal from...
That's Juan Roberts. I think he's trying to get 1,000 tonight, Rich.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think they're setting it up for him. Nice block.
Those kind of numbers still matter.
Fits. The on-the-ball pick and rolls are not working.
Swatted away again.
Thompson double comes and he throws it
Out to Leo, looking like they're shocked, man. They're not used to this.
You have to box out against the Cougars. You'll have no chance. And Simmons had the ball blocked from behind. Uzan the wing with a reject.
Rebounded, so they have to get in there and, maybe it's the accountability for the guards, but they got to come up with some big rebounds.
And that ball is blocked out of bounds. A layup attempt for Jackson.
Has really started to assert himself in the scoring department.
Good ball movement by Butler and down the lane. One for Augusto Cassia for the Bulldogs.
San Diego State. Now Boyd goes to work, gives it up. Coleman Jones leaves it. Quaff puts it up. No good, but he's fouled. Roberts fouled. With great athletes, they have national championship expectations in Houston this year. There's Tate Davis. He misses. Rebound ripped down by Javier.
Settling. Known as a three-point shooter, attacking, showing his versatility.
Breaking free, Shrewsbury. Nice find.
Come out and get the juices going, but he needs to get involved.
Uzan.
It didn't matter then. Great pass.
Underneath. And Chandy Johnson gets fouled.
Kind of guy, a high energy, 8 points, 8 rebounds, but all of the intangibles. He is a physical kid. I mean, he checks in the game, and he is
away with a win, and Uzan and Cryer were huge down the stretch. Bradley step back, it's a 3 and it's short.
Don't like that shot. Good hustle. Since late November.
Smith inside left hand and rolls off. And now Uzan.
How about that recovery by Uzan?
Yeah, great closeouts here by the Cougars. Shot clock's at 3. The force by Momcilovic, and it's Houston ball.
Freeman forced to pick up his dribble. 7 seconds on the shot clock with Adam Miller, the senior, trying to go to work. They'll take a deep one, and the rebound goes to Emmanuel Sharp.
And create offense, not necessarily getting the assist, but the hockey assist.
Here's Miller, tough one off the bounce, and he left it short. Rebound to Roberts. Ball has not touched the paint yet. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ali, long rebound goes to Mason.
From the staff, you talk to Coach Sampson, Coach Bilal. They'll tell you that he has so much potential, and you're right. This is a veterans group. Auburn, Alabama, anybody to win a national championship.
Miller pull up three, nothing but nylon. Still
good at getting into that mid-range and hitting that floater.
Here's Caleb Love flipping it up and in off the window. He's got 2 baskets in both that come on. Love going to pull up for 3 off the dribble and another miss. 11 straight misses from behind.
4 from deep so far. O'Connor with 7 on the shot clock. Nice floater from the baseline. Javon Small, you can just tell, Coach, he's starting to get frustrated. Just trying to create himself.
Sharp. 13 to shoot.
Jordan Ivy Curry contested tray. Rebound control, but Johnson got away with the carry. 8 to shoot for Johnson. It's great defense. 3 to shoot, cross court.
Happened to you. You didn't really,
happened to me all the time.
Chase after loose
it
ball
always hurts more after the game, too. It's that flight home where it really starts to swell up. Here's Hall trying to work one-on-one. Lost the orange. Johnson this time going one-on-one against Uzan. This time 2 defenders. Chiam tries to come back on the weak side. Can't handle it. Johnson will slow it down. Working against Uzan. They've tried to take Uzan to the cup multiple times. Just off the rim. Chiam trying to volleyball it alive. Johnson again. The drive into Uzan. Bothered at the last minute. That was Tugler that on the deck and attacks. It always feels like he has the advantage because the defense is so close. Johnson galloping, and that is knocked out of orbit by Tugler. John curling. They're hunting Uzan with Hall in isolation, and it worked. Good help by Francis. Exactly.
Alette, nice. Trying to go one-on-one. Missed it. Here comes Arsenault.
Damon been very quiet in this game. Forces that one.
10 on the shot clock. Keller one-on-one rises up. Wide left, and there's 3 black jerseys there to gobble up the rebound. Dean one-on-one. Draws a crowd and a whistle. We've hit the under.
So get it back out to Torbor.
Ford's got to get downhill. There you go.
Right on cue, Avery.
Wrestling the ball handler Wilson. Sonny Wilson was our preview man, averaging 16 points a game. Hubbard a 3-ball in front of Uzan, and that's the first one in 6 tries.
He is just, he's turning into the heart and soul of this team. And, you know, we talk a lot about LJ Cryer, but the tough play.
Under 2 to go. Baker Mazzaro left hand. Nothing there for Petter.